Peace, peace, peace. Shout out to everybody in the building. Peace. We're going to get started. Just give me like 2 more minutes. My phone just died. I thought it was on the charger this whole time. I got to put my phone on the charger. Give me like 2 more minutes. Shout out to everybody in the building.
Hello, peace, peace, peace. Thanks everybody for rocking with me. I know this is early. I don't really do things early. I didn't really have anything to do today, and I saw something that like really blew my mind. It blew my mind. Like I don't know how, because I don't listen to Tariq unless I'm doing the show or somebody send me something. But somehow, some way, I was scrolling on my phone and I had came onto this video and I had heard something that blew my mind. I'm like, Tariq has lost his mind. I must talk about this. I must talk about this. But before I do, I gotta shout out everybody in the building. Shout out to RS7RV in the building. Peace, bro. I ain't see you in a minute. Shout out to Lee D. Clinton. You already know, red, black, and green. Shout out to RS7RV for setting it off with the 199. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Thank you, bro. You came back setting it off. Much appreciated. Everybody, make sure y'all shouting out everybody who supports the stream. Make sure y'all shouting out RS7. Shout them out. Make sure y'all do that. Also, family, make sure y'all liking the stream. Make sure y'all supporting any way y'all can. Oh, shout out to La Senora. I can't even talk. Senora in the building. Hello. Hola. Shout out to Godspeed for coming through with the 10 jewels. Much appreciated. Gold coins. I take it. Make sure y'all shouting out Godspeed. Much appreciated. Coming through, already showing love. And family, remember, if you want to donate another way, the best way to donate, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. You let me know when you donate, whether you want me to read your message or not, or you want me to give you a shout out or not. Let me know. This is a way for people to donate to who want to just be discreet and want to get the money straight to get to me with no fees. Well, shout out Stoic in the building. You already know early. Shout out to Making Moves Major. Shout out to Bob Cosmic. Shout out to Mac Nasty. Yeah, you already know this is early. I ain't even gonna be too long, too. I'm not. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter in the building. Also, shout out to Dad, bro. I don't even know your name, but shout out to you. I didn't see you in a minute. I forgot how to say your name. I don't want to mess it up. But shout out to you, 86, 61. I gotta definitely go look at that offline. Oh, shout out to RS7RV for coming through with the 10 jewels. 10, you already know. Thank you for the double up with the gold coins. Much appreciated. But yeah, let's get to this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's get to this.
I want to get to this real quick. This is Tariq Nasheed. He has lost his mind. Tariq basically said in this video that he is the most influential black person in America right now. And I think by extension, he means most influential black person on earth. He said that. I had clicked onto this. I don't know what part he said that in, but I clicked onto it. I heard that. I clicked off. I said, I gotta do a video about this. I have to. But anyway, yeah, family, let me get into this. Let me get into this right now. Here we go.
Andrew Gillum back in the news again. Andrew Gillum was about to be the governor. He was very, very close to being the governor of Florida at one point. So
he definitely was very close to being the governor. He should have been the governor. I think the reason he's spiraling out of control like this is because he still can't get over the fact that he's not the governor. He ran against what is his name? Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis ran one of the most racist campaigns in modern American history against this brother and promised to do a whole bunch of racist stuff to black people. And guess what? Black people could have put him in office, but didn't. Like, imagine how that's weighing on his brain. You are a black man running against a racist white man who is attacking you viciously. His campaign is attacking you. He attacking black people. They are talking about how they're going to hurt black people. And here you come running, talking about all the good things you were going to do for black people and how you're standing up against racism, and black people failed to show up and got this racist white man in office, and he just doing whatever he doing in Florida, making life harder for black people in Florida. And you got to listen to black people in Florida complain about all the stuff Ron DeSantis is doing. Yeah, that would mess with my brain a little bit too. I wouldn't let it get to me to this point where I'm spiraling, but yeah, that wouldn't be a good look. But yeah, let's keep it going. Oh, shout out to Monty Burner for coming through with 100 jewels. High five. Thank you. Thank you for all the support. Thank you. But yeah, let's get back to this. And also, Tariq was going against him at the time because, you know, Tariq is a Republican shill.
Gillum, y'all know that they pulled him over some weeks back. They had they saw paraphernalia in his vehicle. He was already out on bond. He missed a required drug screening. And when he appeared in court, he was tested and he tested positive for methamphetamine. I love TikTok Shop. So this week, they revoked his bond and they ordered him back in custody. So they put him back in the thing. He's back in.
Yeah, this is a sad situation. Sad. I believe he started using drugs to cope. Because again, he wasn't like this. All this stuff started happening after he lost that election. And I believe that really broke him. It broke something in him. And he just been spiraling ever since. This is a shame and this is a tragedy. Tragedy on multiple levels. Shout out to Bob Cosmic for coming through with 440 jewels. Unk alert. I take that. You know, I'm Unk status now. My kids told me I'm Unk now. So, you know, I'm Unk. I'll take it.
Jail. It's not a good look. You know, and I don't like that. I'm not trying to kick anybody when they're down. This is very unfortunate. We want to see Andrew Gillum get the help he needs. Andrew Gillum has been spiraling for the last couple of years. Y'all know the whole situation a few years ago when he was caught in that.
That's crazy. I did not listen to this part, but he's using my words about spiraling. And on top of that, Tariq, you're faking concern for Andrew Gillum. You're faking concern for him because I'm pretty sure I still got the video of when you roasted him into oblivion. Now you want to seem like you care and you're concerned. And you're only doing this because you're on TikTok. Mind you, if you was on YouTube, you would be going in. All this fake concern about, oh, the brother's spiraling and I want him to get the help that he deserves and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're only doing that because you're on TikTok. That's why when you even said meth, you had to go, I love TikTok Shop. Like, that's weird that TikTok even operates like that, where somebody gotta say, I love TikTok every time you say something wrong, or they're gonna like punish you. That's weird. Like, super weird. But yeah, let's keep it going.
That hotel with them white men's, they all naked and there's bussy stains all over the place, and he's all knocked out. That was a horrible look. They wore him out. Whatever they did to him, he was so and unconscious. They wore him out. So,
and I believe that they also got him hooked on drugs. I think that was a whole setup. They got him hooked on drugs and everything. Because, it only takes one time to use drugs for you to get hooked. Whether somebody gave it to you, whether you knew you was taking it or not, drugs can do that to you. Shout out to, I think that's Andy Townsend for coming through with the 440 joules. Much appreciated. I take that too. Unk alert. Yeah, Unk in the building. Unk in the building. But yeah, let me see if I can find that original video.
That's when people saw that there was an issue with him. And now he's getting pulled over for meth and getting locked up for meth and all that stuff. So what lesson? I'd like to look at the larger lesson here. All right. See, this is why you got to understand how the dominant society deals with you. All right. Because remember, this man was very close to being the governor of Florida. And they're not going to let you get into certain positions without knowing what your get down is. Again, I'm assuming they knew that he had issues with the narcotic. They damn sure knew he had a hankering for pussy. Yeah, you think they didn't know?
They probably didn't know. Again, he's not even a part. He wasn't even, as far as I know, he probably wasn't even a part of the establishment like that. He was more running like an Obama, an outsider. But yeah, this is a tragic situation all the way around. Oh, shout out to Lord of Slaughter for coming through with the 199, setting it off for itself. Yeah, Unk status. I'll take it. I'm Unk. I'll take it. But yeah, before we let Tariq do all this, I'm concerned, and what can we learn from it? Let's see what Tariq originally said when this originally happened. Shout out to everybody in the building. I found the clip. I still have it. I haven't watched this in a long time, so we're going to just see how it go.
Andrew Gillum. Now, let's go back to Andrew Gillum. Now, as we know, Andrew Gillum got caught up in that hotel and looked like they set him up. Looked like his booty buddies set him up. They were the ones taking pictures of him and leaking the pictures out. On News One, and let me read the article. Let me read the headline so I don't get it wrong. I'm going to read y'all the headline that they said about Gillum. Hold on one second. One second, because I want to read this thing directly. Okay, this was on News One, which is basically the Democrats. All this shit you see from the News Ones and all this, these are Democrats.
These are Democrats. Mind you, you have no problem quoting Fox News. You don't go, oh, these are the Republicans, because this is Fox News. Or when you was Kaha and Kiki about Megyn Kelly, you wasn't like, oh, this is the Republicans. This is the conservatives. He says this is the Democrats to delegitimize it ahead of time. So when you listen to them, you already think, all right, this ain't no good because this is Democrat. Democrat equal bad. But you're not a Republican shill.
So on News One, it said, open letter to Andrew Gillum calls on black men to support him. So the Democratic shills are out here trying to get their other coons to shame black people into supporting Gillum. Because
look, you heard it, right? I wanted to make sure I played that part. You see Tariq. Tariq was just faking like he cared about Andrew Gillum and what happened to him. Somebody put out, I think I did an op-ed about why people should support Andrew Gillum and stand with him. And Tariq was arguing against it, saying, no, we ain't standing with him. No, look at that. That's the Democratic shills trying to get the coons to pressure black people to stand with this black man in his time of need. Shout out to RS7RV for doubling up and coming through with the 499. Yes, that's what Tariq does. Tariq loses the debate and then start talking about bussy. And I don't know who that guy was. I think that might have been Revenue. I might have been Revenue who questioned Tariq and then Tariq started losing the debate and then started going bussy. Also, family, make sure y'all shouting out everybody who's donating to the stream and make sure you're liking the stream. Remember, support is not just monetary. You can support the stream with thumbs up, a comment, fire emoji, sharing it, hitting that reaction heart. That's all support. You know I need the engagement because I'm outside of the algorithm.
The Democrats are still trying to get a little mileage out of them. So now they're trying to shame black people into supporting Gillum now because Gillum got caught all the way out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him talk. But again, you see this. I wasn't lying. Tariq is right now claiming that somehow supporting Gillum is a play being run on black people or some type of shaming tactic being run on black people by the Democrats. And now he's about to break down why nobody should support Gillum. Look, this again. So anybody listening to this, do not fall for the fake. I wish the best for him. I'm sad that this happened, but hey, maybe we can learn some lessons from this. Oh, you talking about the guy in the video I'm showing right now? Oh, okay. Oh, because again, I didn't watch this ahead of time. You might have watched this ahead of time. So yeah, he probably did do that because you know that's what Tariq does. So yeah, shout out to RS7RV for coming through with the 199. Much appreciated. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. You are right. I'm pretty sure that happened because again, I didn't watch this ahead of time. I only saw that part with what's his name? Yeah, Tariq getting fully delusional. But yeah, let's get back to this. Oh, shout out to MJB 1228 for coming through with 1,000 jewels. GOAT status, GOAT trophy. I'll take that too. Because you know I'm the GOAT. I'm the GOAT. I'm the MVP of this. I'm the MVP. So thank you. Make sure y'all shouting out everybody supporting the stream. But let's get back to this.
So they're trying to make it seem like, well, now it's black people's responsibility, black men, to support Gillum. What the hell should we support Gillum for? Dude, you made your own bed, no pun intended, so you're going to have to lay in it. Now, the bed has bussy stains, but you're going to have to lay on top of the bussy stains. Hold your own bussy. We don't owe Andrew Gillum a goddamn thing. We don't owe Andrew Gillum nothing. Andrew Gillum, can y'all tell me what Gillum has done for black society? What he has offered or proposed for black society? I mean, dude, ask the LGBT community to do something for you. Oops, I forgot. They have the same anti-black racism as straight black society. So now, see, all that intersectionality shit ain't working no more. Ain't nobody coming to Gillum's rescue. Now they want to come to us and we're supposed to save this nigga. No, thank you. No, thank you, brother. No, you're going to have to do that on your own. Hold your own bussy, bro. You got caught out there. This was some shit you chose to do. You chose to go up in a hotel room with a bunch of these damn freaks and they done tore your asshole up and left you on the floor and took pictures of you. No, nigga, we good on that. No, nigga, that's on you. That sounds like a you problem. Don't bring black men into that. Nah, nigga, that's all you, bruh. Get the intersectionality crowd to help you. Don't come to black society who you ain't done a damn thing for. And the dude who wrote that whole thing about how black men, the open letter, this was another Democratic shill. It's a dude named Preston Mitchum. He's another flaming LGBT Negro who the white left-wing media, they hire this nigga to really shit on black people. That's another thing. They got like a whole group of these LGBT black dudes, and many of them, like, they come from Caribbean backgrounds, and their whole job is to shit.
Oh, I forgot. This is around the time when Tariq started being the xenophobe. Yeah, I forgot when this happened. So this happened, I think this happened around 2020. Yeah, this is around the time he started his xenophobia, because you see, he's attacking the Democrats, and he had to make sure he got that demagoguery in there. Like, I think that was a part of the quota. Like, hey, Tariq, every time you do a subject, make sure you attack the Democrats and make sure you attack black immigrants. Because now magically it's a bunch of black immigrants writing articles, gay black immigrants writing articles attacking quote unquote FBA. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. And again, y'all hearing it. So nobody let Tariq and none of these FBAs act like they care about Andrew Gillum and they care about the situation. They don't. You already know, McNasty. Shout out to MJB for coming through with that 1,000 Joules. Oh, shout out to Justin March, my first moderator, coming through, gifting 20 memberships. Family, if Justin March gifted you a membership, make sure you thank him and make sure you keep it going. Make sure you thank him and make sure you keep it going. Salute, bro. Thank you for all the support you come through and show all the time. Let me see who else we got in here. Oh, shout out to 24 in the building. Salute, bro. Yeah, I'm happy you caught the content too. I'm happy. Shout out to 24. I don't know if you're still in the building, but shout out to you for even coming through and dropping those 2 comments. Thank you for the view. Thank you for the 2 comments. I don't even know if you're still in the building. But yeah, let's keep it going.
On black Americans, this Preston Mitchum dude, and I don't know if I have him blocked. He tries to troll me with his little old moist flaming self. He's one of these niggas who go around talking about how straight black men are the weakest link. Straight black men ain't shit. Look him up. He's good at talking that shit about straight black men ain't shit. The weakest link in the black community is straight black men. I mean, he's always spewing that line. Well, let me tell you something. The weak link is the nigga who's laying up in a hotel room with his pussy bleeding. That ain't straight black men. You supposed to be a politician. You were damn near the governor of the state of Florida, and now you in a hotel room with your pussy hole cracked wide open and ran through. That ain't strength to me, buddy.
Oh, that's it. Oh, let me get off this. Shout out to everybody in the building. As you can see, so nobody let Tariq run no game and act like, oh, I care about Andrew Gillum. I'm concerned about what's going on with Gillum, and I think we should pray for the brother, and hopefully he recovers. But let's talk about some of the lessons we can learn from this situation. That's all fake. It's all cap. It's all lies. Shout out to Justin March for coming through with the 2, helping me get closer to my goal. We only 6 away now. Thank you, Justin March. Much appreciated. Always supporting, always coming through. Yes, this dude is obsessed with bussy. Everything is bussy, bussy, bussy. The only reason he turned down the bussy talk a little bit is because he's on TikTok. But again, like I said, when he's on YouTube, he let it rip every time. Yes, Tariq does not want black people supporting other black people. And then you notice how he tried to make these the other black people that he's telling you not to support. Oh, they're Democrats. They're Democratic shields. Oh, they're Caribbean. There's always something. Oh, they're LGBTQ. Even though Tariq's whole entire leadership of FBA is LGBTQ. First of all, you got the whole concept of FBA following behind Yvette Carnell, who's LGBTQ. Marcel Dixon, the only politician y'all ever backed, is LGBTQ. And it's not a coincidence that y'all backed him against Clyburn. Clyburn, who has stood up against the LGBTQ. Yeah. That's not an incident. That's not a coincidence. Also, y'all first lady, who Tariq acknowledged the term and the title of T.S. Giselle being your first lady, a transformer. Tariq is suspect. Like, come on now. Exactly. Tariq is mad that he can't be openly LGBTQ. He can surround himself with openly LGBTQ people. He can give all the hints, but he can't directly do it himself. Oh, shout out to 24 for coming through and gifting 5 memberships. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated. Family, if 24 gifted you a membership, make sure you thank him and make sure you keep it going. Salute, bro. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Oh, yeah. You still here. Good. And yeah, I meant to tell you that too. I am not anti-Palestinian. I was using that as an example about how if I was to say something like that, people would see it as unacceptable, which it is. But somehow it's acceptable for people to say that about black people, which it's not. But yeah, you know, I'm not anti-Palestinian at all. Oh, I appreciate you appreciating the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you giving me a like. Make sure you sharing. Yeah, let's keep this going. Now we back to Tariq talking about Andrew Gillum. We're gonna bring it back a little bit. Shout out to everybody in the building.
Deals with you. All right, because remember, this man was very close to being the governor of Florida. And they're not going to let you get into certain positions without knowing what your get down is. Again, they knew, I'm assuming they knew that he had issues with the narcotic. They damn sure knew he had a hankering for pussy. Yeah, you think they didn't know? See, there's an illusion of organic elevation. All right, they act like these people are organic. No.
Tariq is just making up words again. And second, they would never elevate a black man who had an addiction to be governor of Florida. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he started using drugs after he lost that election. That thing broke his mind. It broke his mind. And it's a tragedy. He could have been our first, not only our first black governor of Florida, our first black male governor of Florida. I said it backwards. He not only would have been our first black male governor of Florida, he would have been our first black governor of Florida, period. He would have been our first Southern black governor. You know, in the history of the United States, from Reconstruction, after Reconstruction ended to now, America has never had a black man or a black person be governor of a Southern state. Like when he was running was the same time the sister Stacey Adams was running. I think that's her name, Stacey Adams or Stacey Abrams. Stacey Adams or Abrams. I'm misremembering. We had a chance to have two black governors of Southern states at that. And people like Tariq was literally campaigning for black people not to show up and vote for them. Granted, Stacey had her election stolen, but Andrew Gillum, as far as I know, there was some discrepancies, there was some interference, but he should have still won that election. And he didn't. And yeah, I think that played a big role in him spiraling like he is right now. It's a shame. Shame. Shout out to Monty Burner for doubling up and coming through with 10 jewels. Give me some more gold coins. I'll take it. I'll take it.
No. These people are astroturfed to the top, and they got to have insurance policies on them. See, those YT gatekeepers at the DNC, they don't organically elevate no black men to top tier positions without having an insurance policy in their back pocket now.
This conspiracy theory doesn't even make sense because who would want somebody who's a drug addict have somebody elevate somebody who's a drug addict? That doesn't make any sense. Do you know how much of a liability a drug addict is? Look how he's spiraling and crashing out right now. This is why I know for a fact he wasn't using drugs, well, at least hard drugs, before he lost this election. Because if he was, he would have been crashed out before now. He would have been crashed out. He would have been crashed out. Nobody would platform a drug addict like this. You know how much of a liability a drug addict, especially a hard drug addict, is? Like, come on now. Stacey Abrams. All right, cool. It's not Adams, it's Abrams. Yeah, I was getting it confused. Thank you. Shout out to the chat. Oh, shout out to Light Wonder for coming through with the 440 jewels. Unc alert. You already know. Unc in the building. Yeah, let's keep this going.
You see the meteoric rise of a heavily funded black person that's pushed by the establishment. Oh, no. They got some on him. Oh, they got some on him. They vet and they select people who they know got some kind of exploitable vulnerabilities. You know, whether it's narcotic or some type of Bucci Cat Love, or whatever. They got something on your ass. That's why they dangling those receipts in front of Roland Martin right now. They letting Roland know, we got something on you, Roland. See, that's what the DNC does. You got to understand.
That's something that they would have on you, like that you like in the closet. That's something that they would have on you because you can control somebody like that. But a drug addict, no. The closet, yes. Drug addict, no. Yes, Monty, Umberna, Tariq just be making up phrases. Like Hood Mistress said the other day, we need like some ranch in here for the word salad that Tariq be putting on. We need ranch in here. We definitely do. Like it's ridiculous. Oh, shout out to Laughing Like Saget for coming through with 250 joules with the Laughing Disco. You already know. A beard, Bob Cosmic, is like when it's a term when somebody who is closetedly gay, they marry a woman to be like a shield, like to pretend like, oh, I'm not gay, I have a wife. I'm not gay. That's what he means by Tariq's wife is his beard. That's the terminology. When you say somebody's wife is their beard, that basically means they're gay and they're using the only reason they married a woman is to use her as a deflection from them being gay. That's it. Let's keep it going. Oh, shout out to Urban Palmer for coming through with 6 joules. Much appreciated. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Yes, a lavender marriage, but it's not really a lavender marriage because the difference is a lavender marriage. Both the woman knows she's a beard. A lot of times when they say, "Oh, that's his beard," the woman does not know that she's like the beard. Sometimes she knows, sometimes she doesn't. But I don't think that Tariq's situation is a lavender marriage because if it was a lavender marriage, that means she would have to know. She would have to be in on it. Well, that's why when you say somebody's wife is a beard, she may know, she may not know. More likely she don't know. But a lavender marriage, she knows. She's in on it. Hidden Valley. Exactly. Yeah, let's keep it going.
See, a compromised black politician is a safe black politician to the dominant political establishment. See, if it was an uncompromised, unapologetic black man with no skeletons in his closet, and they get into those positions of high power, they can't be controlled. So they deliberately back individuals who got these severe personal flaws. And the establishment, they guarantee that politician's entire career and their public image is going to be dependent on how the gatekeepers keep their secrets hidden. They don't like black people who are really influential, who will use the media to garner real influence. They don't like that. They got to have something on you. You understand, family? Why do you think I'm attacked all the time? I want y'all to think about something. Y'all notice that me, Tariq Nasheed, I'm constantly being attacked online all the time, all day. I mean,
I think this is it. I think this is the part where Tariq has officially lost his mind, where he's now equating himself to Andrew Gillum. Mind you, a black man who is in the history books. Like Tariq has officially lost his mind, and FBA is officially a cult. Like officially a cult. Like for him to be able to talk like this and people still follow him, knowing that this is cap. No, watching him glaze himself like this, delusions of grandeur.
It's coordinated, just rooms and rooms of people just digging to try to discredit me all the time. Now, why? Because I am one of the most influential black men in the United States. This is what the dominant society says.
You heard it. Tariq said he is one of the most influential black men in America. And he said this is what the dominant society says. I've never heard no white person say that. And if white people are starting to say that now, That's because they're trying to boost you. They're trying to justify signal boosting you. Because anybody with any brain cells would ask, well, why are all these random white nationalists mentioning Tariq Nasheed? Well, don't you know he's one of the most influential black people? That's why we're mentioning him. That's why we're using his lingo. That's why we're platforming him and other people like him who talks that FBA talk. They're the most influential. Tariq, that is AstroTurf. I have not seen no white people say that, even though I have seen some of these white nationalist types try to use the FBA rhetoric. But if that becomes a thing, then we know that is straight AstroTurf. How can you be one of the most influential black people in America? How? That means they putting Tariq Nasheed on the same level as Obama, as Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as LeBron James, as Michael Jordan, as Jay-Z, as Drake, as Kendrick, as Kanye. So now Tariq Nasheed is on their level. As James Clyburn. Can't make this up. Disgusting. Shout out to RS7RV for the I think this is the triple up or the quadruple up. Much appreciated. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Thank you for the $1.99. Oh, you said keep playing, it gets worse? Oh my God. That's why I said when I heard Tariq say, like, oh, I'm one of the most influential, I'm like, this guy has lost his mind. He lost his mind.
And I'm not controlled. Pan-African? Hello, Pan-African? He said, I'm a Fed? How does that work, Pan-African? Let's talk about that. How am I a Fed? What is the Fed mission? All right. What's the Fed mission?
Division. Like, again, that's another thing. Tariq is not necessarily a Fed. Like, because, again, it's worse than him being a Fed. Tariq is a grifter of a white nationalist psyop that was put together by private citizens, which is even worse. Like, him being a Fed or being having directly given this play to run on black people, this script by the federal government, that would be bad. The fact that a group of private citizens with no power is behind this, the John Tanton Network, is beyond disgraceful and even worse. Because if black people, we have gotten so down bad where a group of random white people with no power can cause this type of confusion in our mix, we'll never get free. Because if we can't get past this, there's no way we could get past an actual government psyop, an actual COINTELPRO operation. See, again, that's the mission. The whole purpose of the ADOS ideology is for people to not vote Democrat, see the Democrats as the enemy, and also be anti-black immigrant. And anti-black immigrant directly, and just anti-immigrant and more broadly. But be okay with white immigration. Because it's the immigration more broadly that I got a problem with. It's immigrants of color. That's the play. What else is also the play? Is that Trump support, anti-immigrant. Also, yeah, so y'all could be human shields. Because again, like that bozo Fishback was calling people tethers. What'd he say? Oh, I got that from the FBAs. So when they go run around talking all this hate, they can just say, oh, I didn't know it was hate. Or no, it's not hate. I learned this from Tariq Nasheed, one of the most influential black men in America. Disgusting. Shout out to 24 for coming through with the 10 pounds. Much appreciated. Oh, I know. I'm against all injustice. And that's why I go in on the lefties, because that's what I was trying to prove. All this talk about Palestinians, they don't really care about Palestinians like that. They're using them as a political football. And on top of that, we know that they definitely don't care about black people. We saw the clip when Hassan went in on that black person for just asking him about Sudan. Mind you, if that person had said Palestine, he would have never went off like that. Never. They don't really care about Palestine. They just using it as a justification to do what they doing. And as a way to attack black people, making it seem like black people are actually anti-Palestinian. And we're being controlled by Zionists to be anti-Palestinians and to be an attack dog against people who are pro-Palestinian, which is a lie. Nobody been more pro-Palestinian in America than black people. Nobody.
No, you don't have people disparaging feds 24 hours a day. You don't have that. You understand? You don't have that. And you're not getting on, so you're just saying stuff. But yeah, the thing is, I'm a heterosexual man with a wife and children and family, and I'm always with my children. I don't do nothing sexually weird, none of that stuff. No boy hole play at all. Nothing like that. Yeah. And I don't use narcotics at all. I've never used narcotics. You see? So they don't really have anything on me. So they got to manufacture stuff. So everything is always some weird reach, some weird discrediting tactic. You know what I'm saying? It's real interesting. Back in, Baba. Hop in, back in, Baba. Hop in, back in, Baba. Back in, Baba. Hop in.
Hey, yo, hop in. Hey, yo. Oh, shout out to President Jafar in the building. Yeah, I saw you on Twitter arguing with some of the bozos on FBA bozos. Good job. I saw it. Like I saw you. You said you was arguing with Tariq too. I didn't see that part, but I saw you arguing with some other bozos. Good job on that. And yes, they did not pull up to the Jamaican Day Parade. I'm mad. I missed the first Jamaican Day Parade. I was out of town, but hey, and I wasn't feeling good, so I couldn't get back in time. But shout out to all the Jamaicans.
Sir, let's talk about it. Mr. Back End. Yeah, I'm there you go. What's up, Back End, Baba?
What's going on?
What's going on now? Your ethnicity. Where's your ethnicity? What's your ethnicity?
American Black.
Right. Where's your family from?
Virginia, Richmond.
Got it. You talked before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what did we talk about last time?
I was asking, like, what programs or nonprofits do you have going on to actually benefit Black people?
More than you, right?
You don't know that. You don't know me.
I'm positive. You have no website.
I'm an MBE coordinator for the biggest capital project in Richmond.
What's the website?
Emerge Construction Group.
Hold on, let me look it up. Let's see your credentials here, sir. All right. Emerge.
Oh, that's not me, by the way. All that sound in the background, that's not me. I don't know what's that's going on, but yeah. Yeah, of course. Again, Tariq got that from white nationalists. You know, Tariq don't got no originality to him. No originality to him. None. See, and yes, that's why he does that. You say he destroys them? Yeah, hopefully we can see that. Hopefully we can see that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yeah, let's get back to this. Let's watch Tariq. Hopefully Tariq get destroyed.
So yeah, what does a construction group have to do with you?
Well, I do MBE coordinating for Black contractors to get on the Diamond District. Is a stadium and development they're doing here in Richmond. We bring minority contractors.
Yeah, that's just a job. You just have a job, sir. That's not doing anything.
Well, it's a consulting gig, so you can say it's a job, but
that's just a job for yourself. Sir. That's a job
program.
For yourself.
How do you benefit Black people? Because I came up here to ask you as the host.
Yeah, but more than you. Like I said, you're not benefiting anybody.
I know that you.
I was somebody who's a consultant on a project whose whole job is to go out and find Black contractors and help get them jobs on this construction site, not doing anything for Black people. How many Black people will have jobs because of this brother? How many Black businesses will have work because of him? How many? How is that not? See, again, everything is not doing nothing for Black people. You get Black people reparations in Evanston. Oh, that don't help Black people. What that do for Black people? Oh, your job is to get Black people hired so they can work in this area. Oh, that you just got a job. How does that help black people? Nothing helps black people. Nothing helps black people. All the stuff that people do that actually helps black people doesn't help black people, but somehow Tariq helps black people. He ain't put no money in nobody's pocket, but he helps black people. Like you didn't do it. Like, and I don't want nobody to bring up like, oh, Tariq pays people to be in his documentary. What, he give them like what, $200 to be in a documentary that he gonna make like $1 million off of? Like, come on now, cut that out. Exactly. Tomato, 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 tomato.
Made a documentary and informed black people on history, but
you haven't, and you haven't, but more than you. So
but you made money off of it. You benefited from it,
because I put money
from a financial standpoint more than anybody else.
Because I put money into it in time and energy.
All right, you put money into it. So did everybody else. You have never did a documentary without crowdfunding, Tariq. See, you can't say that. It'd be one thing if you only put money into it and saying, yeah, I put my own money into making this documentary. So yes, I'm selling it and because I need some money back for my time and energy. You did a crowdfunding. People gave you money and then you turned around and gave that money to other people to do the work. And then you went back and sold people the final product who donated to get it made in the first place. And you kept all the profits. You kept all the profits. Shout out to Neon in the building. Oh, shout out to Monty Burner for coming through again with 10 jewels. I take those gold coins. I take that gold coin. Make sure y'all shouting out everybody who's supporting the stream, family.
Into it. It's called work, like you do at that construction.
No, definitely.
Yeah, you do work.
I mean, I don't benefit from everybody that gets a contract, but just act as a liaison.
You get paid at that construction job, right? You ain't doing it for free, right?
No.
Right. You get paid. I get paid for my work. So what are you talking about?
But I'm saying, how do you tangibly benefit black people? Do you have a nonprofit that
more than you, sir?
I'm asking you how, though. You're saying
if I went out and gave a homeless person a bologna sandwich, that's more than you. You haven't done anything, sir. You don't
know me.
Like, really? That's the example you use? That no matter of fact, you didn't even say you do it. You said if you did that, that's more than them. He said if. Of course, we already know that. We already saw him at the casino. We already saw him in Japan. That's where that money going. He gonna be in Mexico soon. You already know. Salute to Monty. He gonna be in Mexico soon.
You're making assumptions. See, this is what you do. You want to attack,
no.
And you want to make it into something.
You're not going to crash out.
I'm asking you a question that you just can't answer.
And I'm answering it with a reflection of you. I do more than you, right?
No, you don't.
I do. You haven't done anything for the black community. You're not. See, the problem is you're not qualified to ask me that because you haven't done anything. Only a person who has.
How would you know that he didn't do anything? And second, he did do something. His job is doing something for the black community. Black people are getting work because of the work he's doing. That's doing something for the black community. Actual work with actual pay, actual benefits. That's work. That's work. That's doing something. You making a nonsense DVD that got, for every truth in it, it got 10 lies. It's not doing nothing for the black community. That ain't doing nothing for the black community.
Done way more than me could ask me that. You haven't.
Sir, you're double my age. Another thing is that I came up here to ask you, how do you benefit black people?
Don't mean nothing, sir.
If you really was for the people, you'll be able to explain X, Y, and Z. I've done this for this amount of people. I've done this through this.
You're not at liberty. You're not at liberty because you haven't done anything, sir. And you're trying to blame it on you being younger.
So you don't think that MBE initiatives benefit black people?
You have a job for yourself. You don't benefit.
I'm asking you a question.
You don't benefit.
You're deflecting every time I ask you a question.
I'm right on you, sir. You haven't benefited nobody but yourself. You're not at liberty to ask me, sir.
And Tariq is contradicting himself. 1 minute, you're saying he didn't benefit nobody black because he has a job and he's making money doing it. And in the next moment, you were saying that you benefited black people by making a DVD, and it's okay for you to make money off of it. So let me get this straight. A black man whose whole job it is to get other black people jobs is not doing anything for the black community because he's getting paid. But somehow you making documentaries which you get paid off is you doing something for the black community. Again, your documentaries put no money into black people's pocket. Your documentaries get you rich. There are no other black people who got rich. There are no other black people who can say, oh, my 401k is popping because I was in Hidden Colors. There's nobody black who say, oh, my residual checks that come in from being in Hidden Colors, yeah, I could live off that. I put my kids through college with that. No one can say that. No one. No one can say that. So again, this brother's job is to get black people's job, but that's not doing anything for black people because he's getting money. But your job is to make, according to you, is to make DVDs that teach black people, and you get paid off it, and that's you doing work for black people. Just say anything.
Are you? What have you done for black people?
I mean, we help black companies get contracts all the time, literally.
So, no, that ain't your company, though. You're an employee. You're talking about a company you work
I'm
for.
a consultant. I'm a contracted consultant.
Look, Tariq is so stupid. He don't even know what a consultant is. He don't even know what a consultant is. And even if he was an employee, that's doing something for black people. That's the so let me get this straight. If I get a job with the government and my job is to go into black communities and help black people start businesses, I'm not doing anything because I'm an employee. I'm not doing anything. I know a black person who got a law degree just so they could become a legal aid, so they can help black people out. You know that, right? Went to law school just to become a legal aid, or just to charge low rates to make sure black people are getting proper representation. Let's say, for example, I don't know if they became the legal aid or not. I knew about them in college, and that's it. I don't know if they actually went on to become a legal aid. But let's say, for example, they became a legal aid. When they became a legal aid, they working for somebody. They are an employee. But you're going to say the work that they put in doesn't count because they are getting paid and they're an employee. They're not a boss. That work don't help black people. Look how he moving the goalposts. 1 minute he not doing nothing for black people. Next minute, well, yeah, you doing something, but it's a job and you're getting paid. So it's not really doing anything. You're not a boss. Like, come on now, Tariq. Come on. This is a grown man. Listen, Tariq is a grown man saying this, and there are grown people watching this and thinking it makes sense. It's good. Disgusting.
You don't know me. You think that you know me. You're making assumptions.
You work.
What do you do to benefit black people?
I don't.
I'm asking you a question.
You work for a white company, sir. That's a white company.
No, I don't. It's black owned.
That's a white company, sir.
No, it's not. Michael Hopkins is a black owner. See, you're making assumptions and you're talking out of pocket. I'm asking you a question. How do you benefit black people besides just be a hate mongerer? All I've seen you do is just talk stuff to immigrants.
And all I see for you is just talk sassy and just babble.
Sir, you're literally act like an auntie. Literally.
That's a projection, sir.
Nah.
He has disrespected aunties by comparing Tariq Nasheed to an auntie. I don't know no auntie who acts like Tariq Nasheed. Exactly. Tomato, tomato, tomato. And again, Tariq is wrong. Like the brother just said, he works for a black company whose job it is to help other black companies get work. But that's not doing anything for black people. That's not doing anything for black people. Yeah. This is babble. He is definitely sassy. This is disgusting. Gross.
I saw your content.
No.
I saw your content.
Women ask what men do with their money. That's what women do.
No, I'm saying, how do you benefit black people?
No. You ask
your money because all I see you do is just hate monger and divide.
You know how feminine that is for a dude to ask what another man does with his money. That's very feminine.
Here you go. Here go another one of your tactics.
Look at this. Yeah, that's another tactic. Mind you, Tariq said he's a public figure who does stuff for black people. So if somebody's asking you, what do you actually do for black people? Because you just said you're one of the most influential black people in America and you do stuff for black people. He asked you a simple question. Well, what do you do? Well, you're being feminine because you're asking me, what do I do with my money? There's other ways to do things for people without doing anything with your money. Tariq is obsessed with homosexuality because, one, he knows his audience is super homophobic. Two, Tariq is a closeted homosexual himself, allegedly. Like, Peanut is allegedly his beard. That's why. That's why. Like, come on, man. Yes, Tariq just asked him that question. As I said, he's just contradicting himself. Just contradicting himself. Like, come on, man.
But you're
Dude,
feminine,
you literally
sir.
are
You're
zesty
projecting.
and you always trying to call somebody gay. How about we just focus on the topic at
Do
hand?
you
How do
hear
you benefit
yourself?
black people?
Do
How do you
hear
benefit black American people?
more than you? And do you hear your lips?
How do you do it? I didn't say how much. How do you do it?
More, but
How do you benefit? You're
more
a
than
content
you.
creator, bro. You create content so
No,
you
I
can get
don't.
engagement and make money off of it. You don't benefit black people. I don't think you have intentions to benefit anybody.
More
Except
than
for
you,
yourself.
though. So I'm doing better than you. So we're twins if I don't do
You
that,
don't
right?
know me.
You
You're
haven't
making
done shit.
assumptions again. Here you go
Right.
making more assumptions.
You're just being feminine. I've done way more
Nah,
than
you're
you.
making an ass out of yourself by making assumptions.
you,
You assumed
sir.
I worked for a
You're
white
being
company. You
wrong.
assumed
Yeah.
I was employee.
You
You're
you
just
are
being
employed. You're an
proved wrong.
employee. You're just saying
What do
shit.
you do to
You don't have
benefit
anything. You're
black
just
people?
saying things. You're talking about you're a consultant. You're an employee.
Sir.
You're not
You
consulting
asked me a
anything.
question. I backed up everything you said. I'm
No, you
asking
haven't.
you, what do you do to benefit
talk.
black people?
More than you. Right?
I didn't say how much. I said, what do you do to benefit black people?
You're not qualified to ask me that.
How? I'm black.
You're a punk. And who you done nothing
Here
for
you go. You want to bring, dude, you're zesty. Are you married? You like 50. Are you married?
Oh my God. You see that? Tariq just said that he's not qualified to ask him a question because he's a punk. So Marcel Dixon is qualified to ask people questions. Why people got to listen to Marcel Dixon? Y'all was crying about Clyburn not debating him. Why would Clyburn debate him? He's a punk. He's a punk who was getting trains ran on him in the back alleys, giving head in parking lots. Why would James Clyburn answer or even debate or share a stage with somebody like that? Make that make sense.
Yeah.
You have children?
You're not.
You dye your hair black and want to get up here and talk like you all, bro. Come on now.
Now you trying
Stop,
to,
bro.
now
Stop.
you're
This is not
projecting
that.
You're
Sir,
being
I
a
went to
woman.
HBCU. My family from Rip.
Are you up here talking about hair now? You being a woman?
No,
Girl,
I'm
yo,
saying
those
that you
are not
want
your
to be a woman.
Girl, those ain't your edges,
You're
girl.
50. You're not married.
Girl, those are your
You're
edges.
50 and you're not married, bro. You're not
Did you
talking
say-
about sexuality.
Did you say I'm not married? Are you insane?
Are
Man,
you?
Where's
You still haven't answered how you.
Tariq be on my meat so much. Now you want to call people insane. You on my meat too much, Tariq. Pause. Like, get out of here. Also, the brother did get that wrong. Tariq is married. He is married. He has kids, but allegedly she is just the beard.
Where is this punk from?
You want to go back and forth about sexuality?
Sir, this dude said I'm not married. Okay, you don't know anything. You don't know anything then. So you coming up here, not only are you assuming, you're lying. You don't know anything. You
Just
don't
like
know
you was assuming.
you don't know my background, sir. All right. You can't tell me anything that you've done. I can run down my resume. Sir, why do you think I'm the most influential black man in the country?
Because you talk.
Oh my God. This is the part. Tariq just said he was the most influential black man in the country. He has completely lost his mind. Next, Tariq is going to say he's a prophet. That's coming next. I'm telling y'all, Tariq claiming to be a prophet is coming next. It's coming next. I'm the most influential person. Watch. Coming next, Tariq is going to start claiming that the work he's doing is being ordained by God in some way, shape, or form. That's coming next, man. I'm telling y'all. And once he does that, and anybody who's still rocking with him, they can never say they're not a cult. Your leader, the owner of your trademark, that you're claiming to be just said he's ordained by God to do that. Like, come on now. He's gonna say it. Watch, Tariq is he's not gonna say he's ordained by God or this is God's plan or something like that. He's gonna be like he's a prophet, like God gave him a revelation. Not simply God is God and guiding him, or he's God's chosen, or he got God on his side. No, he's gonna be like he got a revelation. He's gonna be like, oh, I got a revelation from the Creator, or the Most High, or the ancestors, and whatnot. I see it coming. Shout out to RS7RV for coming through with another 199. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of week. You just got me one step closer to my goal. Yes, and don't Tariq talk about hairlines. See, again, chicken butt mouth. 1 minute, he talks about hairlines. Next minute, oh, if you're talking about hair, you're gay, you're sassy, you're a punk.
And you're sassy. That's
even the way you said
not
that.
Because you're
you sassy. You heard how you said that? Your bussy is whistling, sir. You sassy. You said that, sassy. You projecting, sir. You're projecting. You ain't got no wife. You ain't got no woman. I have a woman. My wife is right in the house. I have a woman and kids. I have a bunch of kids, sir. And I've done more for the Black community than almost most people, sir. Do you know that?
But you're saying bussy.
He said most people. See, again, he's losing his mind. He's losing his mind. Tariq has done more for Black people than most people, but you're still failing to name anything you did. Yes, pseudo spirituality. I think it might even be worse than pseudo spirituality because at least it's something there. This is just Tariq just going crazy. Wait, time out. Let me see something. You said look at your comment. You said what? Yes, people already committed blasphemy by comparing him to Malcolm X, even though he even said Malcolm X is not even FBA. Tariq is already praying for people. I know somebody said that God sent Tariq. I'm saying Tariq got to say it himself. Like, well, he got to make it seem like he's some type of prophet who's been ordained to do this holy mission of FBA. Yeah, I think I heard somebody say that too about the somebody glazed Tariq like that. It was insane. Insane. But yeah, let's keep it going.
See on TikTok Live, you're a joke.
Because you're a punk.
No, you're a shock jock and you're a joke to me.
Okay, sassy girlfriend, get a pen. Let me give you my resume. You want
Sir, I literally have my
get it. Let me give you my resume. All right. Let me
my girl right here.
Your girl, where? Let her say something.
She sleep is 2:40 in the morning.
Please,
it's 2:40 in the morning.
If you don't stop. Now she sleep and you up here
I'm gonna
loud
get
and
my
sassy.
girl to
You ain't got no girl. You a punk. I don't believe you have a girl. I don't believe Roland Martin is laying over there with your ass right now. You a punk, sir. And you know it.
You done with your tactics?
No.
How do you benefit Black people? You still ain't answer that question.
More than you.
Don't do it for me. Do it for your fans. Do it for the panel. Don't do it for me.
Sir, why do you think
answer how do you benefit Black people? You still deflecting and ducking that question. When you answer
this, you know how punks do. They keep asking the same thing over and over. And when you try to, you keep talking over me like a woman. You just keep saying it because you don't want an answer. I can give you an answer. I've already given one, but I can give the resume. I'm very thorough. Oh, I'm very thorough, sir. Now, if you stop babbling like a biatch and write some stuff down, let's go. Let's break it down. Let me show you what I've done for the Black community. You want to go?
Go ahead.
You got your pen? Are you going to talk over me like a little sassy thing? Now, sir, one thing I've done and produced the biggest best-selling Black history documentary series ever. Do you know
who did that benefit?
Wait a minute. It benefited the Black community.
That benefited you more than any Black.
Yes, exactly. Tariq, you just said you made the documentary. first of all, aside for the fact that the documentary is pseudo, let's say, for example, it wasn't pseudo. How does you making a documentary about a bunch of information that Black people already know helping the Black community? Because again, most of the stuff in your documentary is about racism and a bunch of pseudo history. So let's just deal with the racism part. How is you making documentaries about racism benefiting Black people when Black people already know about racism? Did that put money in any Black person's pocket? Did that get any Black person into college? Did that help any Black person pass the bar? What did it actually do for Black people? What tangible thing did it do for Black people? Because y'all like the word tangible, right? What tangible benefit did happen for the Black community by the existence of your Hidden Color documentary? Because this brother you're arguing with definitely got some tangible benefits for the Black community. His job as a consultant is to get Black people hired, is to help Black businesses find work. Like, that's doing something. There are Black people who got money in their bank account, money in their pocket because of this brother's work. There are Black people who can say, I paid my rent, I paid my mortgage, I paid my car note, I paid for my kids' braces, I paid for my health care, I paid this, I paid that with the money they got from this brother. Tangible. Who can say that based off buying and watching Hidden Colors? Mind you, people got to pay you to get that information. Do people got to pay their brother to get the help from him? No.
Person that watched that documentary, I seen it.
I've produced 10 documentaries, sir. Every one of them were bestsellers, and they're taught in schools around the world, sir.
Did you give out any scholarships with the proceeds? With any other proceeds?
Stop moving the goalpost. What kind of shit is this?
Bro, you talking about a doc?
What, did you give out some scholarships? Well, look, this punk, boy, they moved.
The documentaries were pseudo. Just because they had real scholars in it don't mean nothing. You know there were real scholars in a Flat Earth documentary before, right? There were real scholars in the Flat Earth documentary. That doesn't mean Flat Earth is real. Those scholars didn't even agree with the documentary. But so yes, those documentaries were pseudo. Because if they wasn't pseudo, then how come Tariq can so easily go against everything that was taught in those documentaries? According to the Hidden Colors, because I remember I never watched one completely, but I saw a clip of a Hidden Colors documentary explaining COINTELPRO and how it works. That documentary described Tariq to a T. How come nobody abiding by that information? How come? Like, again, that part was real, because like I said, there are some truth in those documentaries. They're not all wrong, but in the final equation, they're garbage. Because for every bit of truth in it, it got 10 lies. So they're garbage. There is no school teaching Hidden Colors. That's a lie. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some racist white person teaching Hidden Colors to Black people, Black children, to fry their brains. I could see that happening, but otherwise than that, no school is teaching that. Exactly, Justin March. Or just because it got academics in it, just because it got scholars in it, doesn't mean the documentary is worth a damn. Doesn't mean the documentary is worth a damn. Again, I didn't say she was pseudo. I said the documentary is pseudo. It don't, again, because they had Dr. Francis Cress Welsing in the documentary, but you know who else they had in the documentary? Severe Bay. Severe Bay is in pseudo. I am more than qualified to critique it. Because again, I don't have to watch the whole thing to critique it. The fact that he had Severe Bay in the documentary makes it pseudo. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if we can find the simple trailer that debunks the whole documentary by having Severe Bay in it. By simply having Severe Bay in it, it is debunked. It's debunked. Let's see if we can find that right now. And the fact that Tariq Nasheed is contradicting himself, because I watched Hidden Colors 3 where Tariq and them was burning the American flag. Now he's a flag waving American. So either Tariq is pseudo now or the documentary is pseudo. One or the other. One or the other. Let me see. Let me see how much can I show of Hidden Colors without having to worry about Tariq striking me. Because Tariq did say that. I could give him credit. He did say if you use his content, paid for content, he will strike you. But matter of fact, this is a trailer. So this is not the paid for content. I found the trailer. Let's watch the trailer of Hidden Colors. Let's do that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me make sure the audio is good. Let's watch the trailer.
Power is the ability to define someone's reality and have that person accept that definition as if it were their own.
Everything was stripped from us. That's why we're so ignorant today and so baffled and ridiculous and keep going in the same circle.
Oh, look, that's saying black people don't have no culture. That's another thing that was so funny. This whole, black immigrants say we don't have no culture. Black people, like I said before, black people were saying they don't have no culture. What does that mean when everything was stripped from us? What does it mean when you say we don't know who we are? We don't got our more ways, our four ways. We don't know our original religion, nothing. If you don't know none of that, then how do you have a culture? An ethnic culture. How do you have an ethnic culture without none of that? How? How do you have your original culture if you don't know none of that? How?
From executive producer, who has appeared on The Tonight Show, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and various MTV and VH1 programs.
Our history, for some reason, it becomes offensive to people. So we have to stop being afraid to tell what our true history is.
Best-selling author Tariq Nasheed is determined to uncover the real truth about untold history.
It's necessary to destroy a man's mind in order to maintain control of him. If a man knows who he is and continues that into his legacy, to his children, then you have problems controlling that man.
Interviewing leading scholars and historians, discussing topics omitted from modern history.
Only people who haven't learned how to respect themselves will let someone suggest themselves that they forget about the history.
Hidden Colors.
So again, matter of fact, let me keep it playing.
The untold history of people of Aboriginal, Moor, and African descent. The groundbreaking documentary that challenges conventional knowledge.
Again, Aboriginal, Moorish descent. Can't make this up.
I don't really think it's hidden. It's there. It's just that they're not allowing us to understand.
All right, this wasn't the long trailer I wanted to see, but this was definitely pseudo. Again, the Moorish stuff, pseudo. That's not true. I already qualified it. Again, there is no Moorish history. The fact that he just claimed that the documentary claims to be teaching us about Aboriginal and Moorish history is automatically pseudo. That's like a documentary saying we're going to teach you about space and the flat earth. Even if all the information about the moon is right and exact, the fact that the documentary is also teaching us that the world is flat, it is pseudo. It debunked itself. It debunked itself. That's like arguing that I can't say that, oh, this white supremacist book is fake because I didn't read the entire book. When I'm seeing that it's built on a fake premise. The book is there to justify a fake premise that has already been debunked. But yeah, let's get back to this. Let's hear Tariq talk about the documentaries that he did that helped black people. Let's see how he explained how this helped black people.
Moving the goalposts, because you don't want me to get down with the resume. You don't want me to get down with the damn resume. I can break the resume down, and all you're gonna do is move the goalpost. But did you feed some kids? Did you make bologna sandwiches? You just gonna move. You're just being sassy. Did you give out some scholarships for people? No. Did you give out scholarships, sir?
Nigga, you just.
Oh my God. Can't make this up. I would not be laughed out of academia. That shows me that you don't know anything about academia. Because if you think academics read all those books, you're bugging. Do you really think that a scholar like Neil deGrasse Tyson read every flat earth book before criticizing that person? You think that's how academia works? You think that he can't criticize a flat earth book or somebody who pushes flat earth without going over all their arguments? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Once you start saying you're pushing flat earth, the onus is on you to prove that. We already know the earth is not flat. See, that's the thing. These pseudos flip the burden of responsibility where they can make a claim, and now it's your job to go through their claims, every claim that they made, and try to debunk them. That's not how academia works. It's his job to come forward with information that proves him correct, not nobody else's. I don't have to go sift through everything you ever said or everything you ever wrote before criticizing you, especially if what you're saying goes against the established truth. If we have established that this is how the history went, it is your job to present evidence, not me to go watch every documentary, read every book. You got to present the information clear cut. Clear cut. That's it. That's not my job.
Told me about your discography. Get the f out of here. How do you benefit black people?
No. Did you give out scholarships to anybody? They teach my movies in schools all around the world, sir. Did they give you scholarship? Did you give out a scholarship?
I'm not answering no questions.
You ain't done. You're not at liberty to ask me. Just that alone. Just my film discography. My filmography is better than anything you've done in your life, and it's more influential, sir. You haven't done anything.
50.
You haven't done anything, and your pussy is 50 inches wide, sir, and you're sitting up there working for a company. You don't do anything for nobody. You're just a sassy punk employee, sir. You walk around the office switching. All right. Yeah, you a sassy. All right, you just here to babble and talk to a man. Thank you very much. That's a punk. Yeah, I can just talk about one thing I've done. You don't want me to break.
And again, that does not benefit black people. So again, a black man working at a job, a consulting firm, getting actual black people work is not doing anything for black people. But you making a documentary that black people paid you to make and that you're making money off of after you sell it back to them with a bunch of nonsense information in it is helping black people. Like Tariq, you were one of the biggest people who actually helped that Moorish paperwork nonsense get as big as it did. You, by having people like Severe Bay in your documentary and people showing hidden colors all over the place. People are in jail because of that information. People are dead because of that information that you were pushing in your documentary. And I watch you make fun of those people. Talking about how stupid they are, even though they got that information from you. You helped legitimize that information. You did. You did. Like you can't make this up, man. You helped legitimize that information. Like it just don't stop. It just don't stop.
Down the resume, that right there trumps anything you've done. Pocket watching punk, on the clock, sassy thing. Yeah, he's flirting. Well, did you give out some scholarships? Who did that benefit? Don't move the damn goalpost. Well, sassy.
Tariq just using terms. How is that moving the goalpost? By asking you, well, did you give out scholarships? Well, how is that moving the goalpost? Matter of fact, I think I found another clip. Let's see. Let's watch this. Let's watch this. Let's watch this. We found another clip.
Term Moor started to become interchangeable with the term black because it was basically the same thing. But when the slave trade started, they tried to objectify black people more.
So this is a scholar. This is how a scholar talks on a documentary. And look, he don't even have a fitted suit on. Like, this is classic charlatan behavior. You don't even have a fitted suit.
Moorish people. So they would use the term interchangeably, and they would just switch on to calling people black. But if you look at a lot of old documents, there's even slave ships called Blackamoor. If you look at slave records, there was even a boxer out of Virginia who was very popular in the early 1800s named Tom Molyneux, and his nickname was the Moor. So that name was definitely used interchangeably with black or Negro at that time.
Moor means black, like Negro, Ethiopian. Moor means black. Moor is not a people. Moor is a color. That they have taken this word Moor and they have associated Moor with Muslim. There were Moors that weren't Muslim. Moor means black. There were Christian Moors. There were Moors that practiced a traditional African faith system. So that Moor means black, simple.
When the Moors went into Europe, they changed the appearance of the population. Do you see? So you have Italians, Spaniards being darker than the Scandinavians. A Scandinavian person told me that they never considered the Italians or Jewish people to be white.
That's kind of not true. The Moors didn't even really do that too much and change the genetic makeup of the place. That's not necessarily true. But we're going to keep it going, because that skin color that those people got, they've been had that skin color. Like, if you going back all the way back to Aristotle, where he talked about how it's not good to be white, not good to be black, but to be brown. And remember, they refer to Northern Europeans as pink.
Do you see? Because the lighter people are further north.
When I went to Europe, I would always look at pictures and I would always see a Moor, and sometimes I would see like a skull and bones. And many of the Moors would have a skull and bones flag. That's what pirates are known for. There were many Moorish pirates. There was even a Barbary War where the U.S. was fighting Moorish pirates up in North Africa in the Barbary Coast.
Moorish pirates in the Barbary Coast. Look, again, this is supposed to be information that's supposed to be teaching people. This is your brain turning to soup.
And there's even a secret organization called the Skull and Bones. And we know that Masonry comes from Moorish science. So there's always a connection there with the Moors.
This is on Tariq's channel, by the way, his old channel, The Elite Way. I found this clip, this promotional clip. He edited and put out himself to try to get people interested. Lord have mercy. Thank God I had cable growing up, and I know what an actual documentary is supposed to look like. Thank God for the History Channel. Thank God for the Discovery Channel. Thank God for TLC. And I would even throw National Geographic in there, even though, I got my issues with National Geographic, but they came later. They got their channel later. But the big three was History, Discovery, and sometime TLC. I'll put it like that. Let's keep it going.
And it's important that as we begin to develop an understanding of this society, that it's not Freemason as we know, and that the Moors brought in this knowledge into Europe. Africans brought this knowledge into Europe. And in bringing this knowledge into Europe,
is that not a contradiction? Tariq just said that the Moors was responsible for Freemasonry, and this brother right here, I forgot his name, is saying that no, it wasn't Freemasonry. So we got contradictions in the documentary. Like, did I get that wrong? Let me bring that back a little bit.
Barbary Coast. And there's even a secret organization called the Skull and Bones. And we know that Masonry comes from Moorish science. So there's always a connection there with the Moors.
and it's important that as we begin to develop an understanding of this society, that it's not Freemason as we know, and that the Moors brought in this knowledge into Europe. Africans brought this knowledge into Europe. And in bringing this knowledge into Europe, the Knights Templars and other organizations were born out of this. And peoples of European descent were exposed to alchemy. Okay, the periodic.
Now we talking about alchemy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Shout out to Mr. K for coming through with the £5. Much appreciated. Exactly. Because it's not true. It's not true. Tariq is talking about people calling up and claiming to be teachers and teaching Hidden Colors. People were lying. Like one woman who called up, she was like a daycare worker at best, pretending like she was some type of teacher. A daycare worker for like infants, by the way. Like I'm talking about like newborn to 2 years old. Woo wee. Shout out to you, bro, for coming through with that 5, helping me get closer to my goal. Oh man, you crashing out, Reef. You are crashing out. Woo, you crashing out, man. I can't help you. Woo. Okay, let's keep playing. Let's learn about some alchemy. Let's learn about how the Moors taught Europeans alchemy. I guess that's how they got so rich. They learned alchemy, and then they made their own gold. And then the Moors had to tell them like, hey, stop doing that. You can't use alchemy to make gold.
Table of elements, the laboratory, how to take information, how to take elements and atoms, and to begin to manipulate them to make them into different types of molecules. The basic one is hydrogen, 2 hydrogen is helium, 3 hydrogen is lithium, 6 is carbon, 8 is oxygen. So you have this alchemy that's going to come, and they're going to begin to study, they're going to begin to learn, they're going to create.
This is not alchemy. That's chemistry. And I'm pretty sure the periodic table did not exist in 711. I'm pretty sure. Let's keep it going.
Societies that's going to develop an understanding. This is going to be what eventually is going to become Freemasonry, because only a select group of people in Europe is going to be exposed to this information.
But the secret of Masonry, of who we really are, the Moors, is being here on this land, this particular land, because it was called in many names. You had Turtle Island, that we called it, or Tula, or El Morocco, the different terms that we had. And the original map of America was written by a guy named Idrisi. The original map was written in Sanskrit.
And
oh my lord. But yeah, let me push it right here. Yes, the periodic table. The first widely recognized periodic table was created in 1869. That was well after the Moors had already left Spain. Well after. Are you claiming that they taught the periodic table and the Europeans kept it secret and then they decided to bring it out, roll it out like what, 1,000 years later? Like, come on now. And also, as you can see, what I was telling y'all before, that's where the that's the bastardization. Because as you can see, Tariq got Severe Bay talking that Aboriginal stuff, right? The difference is the Russians heard stuff like this and they bastardized it. And they made a mistake and started saying we was Native Americans. We was always here. We don't got no connection to the Africa. The slave trade is fake and all that other stuff. That's Moorish information that has been perverted. Like the Aboriginal movement is literally Moorish information that has been perverted by the Russians. And Tariq is one of the people who helped make that possible. Because Tariq might be right when he talk about, oh, these documentaries are studied around the world. There was probably some Russian somewhere watching Hidden Colors saying, I can't believe this is the nonsense that these bozos believe. Let me put out some propaganda with this nonsense. And he made a mistake in mix and match the stuff. And that's how we get the Aboriginal movement today. Oh my God. I'm bringing that back. Bringing that back. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I switched it back. I did not switch it back. My fault. I thought I switched it back. I just realized I didn't switch it back. I gotta rewind it. I'm sorry, y'all. That's crazy. So we're gonna bring it back to this part. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This, like I said, this type of stuff fries your brain. Well, I forgot to switch it back. This fried my brain. It fried my brain. I forgot to switch it back. But here, we're gonna go back. Y'all gotta hear this. Y'all gotta hear this.
Called these skull and bones. And we know that masonry comes from Moor science. So there's always a connection there with the Moors.
And it's important that as we begin to develop an understanding of this society, that it's not Freemason as we know, and that the Moors brought in this knowledge into Europe. Africans brought this knowledge into Europe. And in bringing this knowledge into Europe, the Knights Templars and other organizations were born out of this. And peoples of European descent were exposed to alchemy, okay? The periodic table of elements, the laboratory, how to take information, how to take elements and atoms, and to begin to manipulate them to make them into different types of molecules. The basic one is hydrogen, 2 hydrogen is helium, 3 hydrogen is lithium, 6 is carbon, 8 is oxygen. So you have this alchemy that's going to come, and they're going to begin to study, they're going to begin to learn, they're going to create societies that's going to develop an understanding. This is going to be what eventually is going to become Freemasonry, because only a select group of people in Europe is going to be exposed to this information.
But the secret of masonry, of who we really are, the Moors, is being here on this land, this particular land, because it was called in many names. You had Turtle Island, that we called it, or Tula, or El Morocco, the different terms that we had. And the original map of America was written by a guy named Idrisi. The original map was written in Sanskrit.
The original map of America was written in Sanskrit. Why? Again, and let's say, for example, that did happen. What does that have to do with the Moors? So the Moors read and write and speak. No, excuse me, read and write Sanskrit. But y'all got to watch this part. This is the part that y'all got to see.
Antarctica was actually mapped by a Moor. And most people don't know it was mapped by a Moor. And they have old topographical evidence of old maps of Antarctica. That's why the Nazis fled there, because they knew that there were places there under the ice that they could actually inhabit and hide.
You just heard what was said. And this person said, "Oh, I got to watch the whole documentary to get the information." You just heard what was said. Reef, I'm gonna ask you this: do you agree with this? We're gonna bring that back. Is this true, Reef? We're gonna bring this back. Is this true?
The Moors is being here on this land, this particular land, because it was called in many names. You had Turtle Island, that we called it, or Tula, or El Morocco, the different terms that we had. And the original map of America was written by a guy named Idrisi. The original map was written in Sanskrit.
Antarctica was actually mapped by a Moor. And most people don't know it was mapped by a Moor. And they have old topographical evidence of old maps of Antarctica. That's why the Nazis fled there, because they knew that there were places there under the ice that they could actually inhabit and hide.
So we got the conspiracy theory that Antarctica is like it's dinosaurs there. There's like land, lush land underneath the ice. Shout out to President Jafar. Yeah, shout out to Prince Hall. Oh, shout out to Regina in the building. See, this is what I was trying to explain to people. The Russians got it mixed up. They hearing about we indigenous. I mean, we are aboriginal to this land, and we're an Indian this, Indian that. They got it mixed up. That's how they created the Aboriginal movement. The Russians created the Aboriginal movement by getting confused with Moorish information. The more they was trying to do the Moorish information and they got confused. Because again, when they keep talking about they Indians, they talking about India. They not talking about Native American. They talking about India. Yeah, they claim to have some connection to Native Americans here, but they talking about India. That's why he's talking about, oh, the Moors came here and did the map in Sanskrit. Remember, this is why Noble Drew Ali was dressed like an Indian. He had the turban. He had the Swami suit. I think that's what it's called. Yes, that's where the confusions came in. You had people who were outside of the community who was watching stuff and then trying to put that information back out. And that's where the confusion came in at. The Aboriginal, like I told y'all, the Aboriginal stuff was started by the Russians who made a mistake and bastardized Moorish information. Can't make this up, man. Again, this is the documentary that I gotta watch. Shout out to everybody in the building. We 2 away from hitting the goal. Let's get back to this.
Punk. Just want to whine to a man because you ain't done nothing. Well, the company I work for, we give contracts to the community. You're an employee, my nigga. You're an employee. You're not a consultant. That nigga's a damn janitor. He's a chambermaid. The hell out of here. That's a damn chambermaid. The hell out of here. Good Lord. A little jealous thing. No, dude. I'm very thorough. You don't want to go resume to resume with me. You really don't want to do that. There's a reason why I am, and I say this humbly, the most influential Black man in the United States. That's why I'm constantly targeted. I got way too much influence for my own good. And I don't.
Oh my God. See, I see. This is the part that I saw that made me say, you know what? I got to do this live. This is the part right here. He's claiming to be the most influential man and all this other stuff. So how are you not a leader, Tariq? If you have influence, by definition, that makes you a leader, whether you want it or not. That's why all these people on social media that we call influencers, they are leaders. Their job is to influence their people who follow them to do other things. They are by definition leaders. If you are the most influential Black man in America, you are by definition a leader. And how dare you say you are more influential than Jay-Z, Barack Obama, LeBron James, James Clyburn, Governor Westmore, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and the list goes on. You're not even more influential than Roland Martin. You just, only thing different between you and Roland Martin is that you created a cult. Roland Martin has supporters. You have a cult that's going to ride or die with you no matter what. That's it. Shout out to Justin March for helping me get one more step away from the goal. Thank you for coming through with the 2. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Thank you.
Even try. That's the thing. I don't even try. You understand? Yeah, I get things done. I'm just so thorough, and I'm just so thorough about getting things done. That has caused.
Exactly. We know you don't try. Let's get that correct. We know you don't try. We just watch Hidden Colors. We just watched a segment of Hidden Colors that you put out. It looked like you didn't even try. That looked like a parody. Like if I said somebody, make a parody of a pro-Black documentary, conscious community documentary, it wouldn't even look that bad. Somebody, if I would have showed that to somebody would have showed that to me, and I ain't no better, I'd be like, come on, this is too bad. Like this is supposed to be a parody. A parody can only work if it's funny and it's somewhat believable. This is unbelievable. There's no way that somebody would put out something like this. No way. Not possible. Do it over. And the funny thing is, the parody would have been more legitimate than your documentary. It'll look better, sounded better, everything. Can't make this up. Disgusting. Oh, shout out to Starbright for coming through with the $4.99 and helping me hit the goal. Much appreciated. Yes, exactly. None of this stuff can be peer reviewed. This is what I was telling Tariq before. Like, I don't even gotta go through all of this stuff. It's their job to get this peer review. It's their stuff to put out the information. And if I see a couple of chinks in the armor, I don't have to go through the whole thing. We just watched this dude say in a documentary, mind you, this is a promotional clip, that the Nazis, there are Nazis basically living in Antarctica right now under the ice. Come on now. Come on. Shout out to Stay Safe in the building. Yes. Let's keep this going.
Me to be very influential. All right. I said influential. You know, there's a difference between being influential and being notorious. All right. Let's be very clear. There's a big difference between being influential and being notorious.
Not really, because you can be notorious and be influential. See, you trying to sound smart so bad, it's just ridiculous. This is babble. Like, there's a difference between being influential and notorious. No, there's not. There are plenty of notorious people who are influential. Like most criminals, like famous criminals, they are notorious and they are definitely influential because they influence other people to do crimes.
Family, do y'all know we raised $1 million in a month. And when I did that, boy, they sent all them alphabet agencies at me. When I raised $1 million in a month, they sent them all on me, boy. They sent alphabet folks on me so heavy. Yeah, when we started to do shit like that, yeah, that's rare. When they see I'm telling you, you're gonna be
again, ridiculous. Oh, shout out to Jackie in the building. The reason I didn't add Kamala and Joy Reid is because he said man. That's why I just named a bunch of men. Okay, that's enough trolling for you. You're going on timeout. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter for coming through with the $1.99. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Yeah, it's truth to that. They also betrayed, if you know your history, the Moors betrayed Hannibal. They betrayed Hannibal. Like, ridiculous.
On every agency's radar when you do some shit like that. Man. Oh, they got on me heavy when they saw that. They're like, uh-oh. When you do it from a grassroots perspective.
None of the money was his. And mind you, Tariq used that money and bought himself property that he will sell one day, and nobody's gonna get any money from it. He's gonna put all that money in his pocket. Tariq basically ran an old church scam, the building fund scam, where the church take a bunch of money. No, there's two type of building fund scams. One is where they take a bunch of money and no building ever gets built. Two, they take a bunch of money and they do actually go out and buy property, but the property is not in the church's name, it's in the pastor's name. So when the pastor owns the property and he makes the church pay to run the property, and then when he get good and well, he'll sell the property and pocket all the profits. That's what Tariq just did with that Hidden History Museum, the Comedy Center. That's what he did with that. That's the play he ran. Like, you're not slick, Tariq. Because remember, Tariq used to claim that he was a minister because he was trying to be a pastor at one point. Remember, Tariq is a grifter. He see people getting money, he tries to learn from them, and he tries to do it himself. That's why he was faking being a pimp. And then he realized, I'm not built to be a pimp. But I know I can write books pretending to be a pimp, and get money that way. Hey, I'm not built to be a minister because I don't got it to be a pastor pork chop, but I'll just learn some of their scams and their finesses, and I'll just run with that.
I'm talking about you get that kind of money from the grass where you can raise that without white tea benevolence. That's very scary to the dominant society. I'm telling
you. And also, churches raise way more money than that in shorter periods of time. You making it seem like you did something that we never seen before. Then your man, what's his name? Who did that? Who collected all that money, and you and Boyce Watkins was defending him, and then he ran off with that money, and then you only turned on him later, so because you could try to use that to demagogue, even though you was defending him at first. What's his name? I think it started with a J. Jason or something like that. That guy who took all that money, like the Tulsa Wealth Fund or whatever it was called. He got more money than that, quicker than that. The Tulsa Wealth Fund, whatever it was called.
I started getting heavily attacked right after we raised that $1 million. Well, they start sending all types of folks, alphabet ass people, my way. You see? Oh, that was very, very heavy. Yeah, they were like, oh, this Negro got way too much influence. And there's not a white tea handler that can kind of yank the chain. And this goes back into the whole Gillum situation. This goes back to that.
Oh, yeah, before we go to that, yeah, I found it. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yes. Jay Morrison, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. He collected like $5 million or something like that? Like damn near overnight. Matter of fact, let's click on this video right here.
It has been brought to my attention that the Tulsa Real Estate Fund has officially sold the Legacy Center for $3.65 million. According to our last knowledge, there was a $1.5 million mortgage on the property. That means there should be about $2 million in proceeds left in the fund's account. To the SEC, District Attorney, and U.S. Attorney General's office, we ask that that money is seized and frozen and held for investors immediately so that none of it finds its ways into the pockets of Jay Morrison, his family, or any other entities that he owns. That is about 20% of the money that we invested, and we ask that that money be held and redistributed.
Oh yeah, see, that was about 10%, $10 million. Jay Morrison got like $10 million for this scam. But he pocketed a bunch of the money, turned around and bought some property that he then turned around and sold. That's in his name that he sold, and he could put the money in his pocket. That's exactly what Tariq is gonna do with the History Museum. He got people to give him money so he could buy it. And then when he get ready, he's going to sell it and put all the money in his pocket and disappear. This is an old pimp pastor play. Also, I don't want nobody to think I'm anti-religious. I'm not anti-religious, but yes, this is an old pimp pastor play. Old pimp pastor play. Shout out to RS7RV for coming through again with another 199. Whole lot of ones beat a whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Oh, I didn't know that. But I'm pretty sure he did say something nonsensical like that. I'm pretty sure.
Back to investors, we also ask that you investigate the purchase of their private home using the fund's money at 3900 DeMooney. And
yep, they used the money to buy houses, properties, all that they own. That's in their name.
That property and the 27 acres be held and liquidated in a conservatorship for investors in the absence of a board of directors. This is good news for investors in terms of the property selling at this particular price point, but now we need to make sure that these funds find their way back to our pockets and not the Morrison family. It has been brought to my attention.
Y'all not get, as far as I know, y'all didn't get no money back. Again, I don't know this. This is probably like old or whatever the case may be. This video from this dude, but yeah, y'all ain't get that money back. Yeah, this from 2024. It's 2026 now. Spring of 2024. We in the summer of 2026. Y'all ain't getting no money back. Y'all ain't getting no money back. Ran off on the... Oh, wait. Shout out to Justin March, man. Coming through. Wait, where you at? Yeah. Ran off on the plug. Mind you, Tariq was co-signing this nonsense and only turned against it later after it was already done to try to demagogue. Like, look at what these black immigrants are doing, even though he was co-signing it at first. Like, come on, man. First of all, I'm not Puerto Rican. Shout out to all the Puerto Ricans. Shout out to all the Puerto Ricans out there. And two, the world does know Puerto Rican culture, black Puerto Rican culture. They know hip hop. They know New York culture. Ain't no black New York culture without Puerto Ricans. Period. I cannot be proven wrong on that. And I can debate anybody on that. Let's see what else they talking about.
All the Tulsa Real Estate Fund investors, the Black House is officially for sale. It is listed on this Instagram page.
Oh, this is an older clip. He just talking about how it's for sale. He just talking about how it's for sale. It's for sale. Let me see something. Let's watch this promo clip.
Many of our communities have experienced a type of economic erosion where many properties are left desolate, unsafe, or even vacant for extended periods of time, mainly due to practices such as redlining, mortgage discrimination, blockbusting, deindustrialization, and economic disinvestment from the public and private sector. In addition, studies show that vacant properties in a neighborhood are correlated to increased violence and criminal activity. The most common method of economic revitalization that occurs in most of these communities is called gentrification. This is where members of a more affluent community pool public and private resources in order to make investments into poorer areas, forcing some of the most economically vulnerable members to move away. In the end, the community loses its identity, culture, and history, while the problems of poverty, lack of economic resources, or quality education still exist for the displaced. Tulsa Real Estate Fund is an SEC-registered Regulation A+ Tier 2 economic vehicle for urban communities to collectively pool their dollars and gain control over the revitalization of their own neighborhoods. Due to a new SEC regulation, for the first time, members of the community can invest as low as $500 into a real estate crowd fund and become part owners of all types of real estate investments, such as hotels, apartment buildings, schools, hospitals, or even large blocks of single or multifamily homes. Here's how it works. Tulsa Real Estate Fund will collect capital from a pool of socially conscious investors, then search for quality real estate investment opportunities in economically depressed neighborhoods, purchasing properties to be fixed up and either sold or held onto for rental income. As the properties make payments and or increase in value, the fund participants as co-owners of the portfolio of investments will receive an 8% preferred return and a 50-50 split of the remaining profits with the fund managers. In addition to receiving the return on their capital, the Tulsa Fund real estate investor will have had the opportunity to create jobs in their community, participate in neighborhood improvements, positively impact local public spending, all the while creating a new legacy of ownership and financial investment. We welcome you to explore this innovative 21st century economic solution.
Disgusting. See? And this is why a lot of black people are disillusioned with actual black stuff that meant to help black people, because you got scammers like this. This is why I do what I do, by the way. Remember, I started making content on YouTube when I saw people running scams like this. And my job was calling it out, because I know if you allow scams like this to go unchecked long enough, it destroys trust in the community. And then you'll never be able to get people to come together to actually do something that uplift the community. Because remember, the number one thing you need for community uplift is trust. That people can trust each other. That people can trust that you're going to do what you said you're going to do. They can trust that you can bring them opportunities and you're not going to run off on them. That's the number one way. And stuff like this destroys trust. It destroys trust. It destroys trust. That's not true. That's not true at all. Show me somebody who says that, who has more authority on the origins of hip hop than Africa Bambaataa. I'll wait. There's only one person who arguably has more authority in hip hop than Africa Bambaataa, and that is DJ Kool Herc, the father of hip hop. That's it. Exactly, Boogeyman. Red flag off the rip. And even wanting to accept donations as low as $500. That's crazy. And look how they play on our top. They named it Tulsa. You know why they named it? One of the reasons they named it Tulsa? Because they was promoting this as we rebuilding Black Wall Street. Look how they play on the history. Look how they play on people. You know what I mean? People got scammed with this who would never donate or support anything that got to do with Black people. There's people whose whole identity is to shit on stuff that got to do with Black people now because they got scammed in this situation. There are people who don't believe there's a such thing as community uplift for Black people anymore. It's like that book. I remember I made a whole video referencing this book. I forgot the book. I think it was the Chronicles of Narnia, where the door I think it was the dwarfs or whatever got tricked by a donkey into believing that the donkey was king. And then when they got exposed that the donkey wasn't king, they stopped believing that there was a such thing as a king altogether because they got scammed. Not only did now when they realized the donkey wasn't king, they stopped believing in the concept of a king, that there was actually a king. All right, Reef, you getting a little too crazy now. Now you're trying to argue against what's his name again? DJ Kool Herc being the father of hip hop. Like that's been the case for 50 straight years. Over 50 straight years, unbroken. Nobody has challenged that claim until recently when they try to get a bag out of it. Before that, nobody challenged it. Show me the time when where people was claiming that he wasn't the father. They were saying that in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and even in the early 2020s. Show me the time when people was challenging that. Show me somebody from the 70s who said that ain't true. In the 70s. Show me somebody in the 80s saying that that wasn't true in the 80s. Like, come on now. Like, come on now. But anyway, yeah, we got to get off this. This is disgusting. Let me see if they got some more information. Wait, let's see this. Yeah, nonsense. Even the quality of this video was terrible. The fact that they couldn't even that they played this is so that the audio was so loud, the music was so loud you could barely hear what the person was saying, shows me that that was like that's not only bad like design, but that shows me that you was trying to do like some type of scam. Let's check this out. Let's check this out. When the last time they posted? 3 years ago? Last time they posted was 3 years ago. Last time he posted was 3 years ago. Whew. Lord have mercy. How people just look at Boyce Watkins, like I said, right here. Playing on the people's top. Playing the character, the race hoe, Boyce Watkins. Playing on the people's top. Let's watch this real quick.
Welcome to the Legacy Center, a Class A events venue, media production hub, and cultural repair center. We are excited to bring you this asset of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, which has produced great fruit for the South Atlanta metro community. We're uniquely located just 7 minutes from the world's busiest airport, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, in just a few miles from downtown Atlanta. We've been able to serve the community in many aspects, from its small businesses to large corporations, offering private offices, leasing, corporate retreat space, community days, family days, but also able to partner and collaborate with our local schools to bring repair to our community, from financial literacy to our community garden to aiding with earthquake release for victims of earthquakes in Haiti and other areas. We've been able to impact disenfranchised communities, leveraging our venue.
The New Day Black Wall Street, right in Atlanta.
To continue to build up the communities in which we aim to serve. We're super excited about our new Legacy Center Foundation arm, which will continue that work, reaching out to our youth through programs like Big Brother Anonymous, which partner with the Fulton County My Brother Keeper Alliance, the National Obama Foundation Coalition. We're excited about our community garden and its effort to help food deserts within our communities and train up new agricultural leaders within the community, as well as coalition building with youth leadership groups through our local high schools and college readiness programs, and even helping virtual businesses and global and national businesses house their businesses through our virtual address and virtual business services. So we look forward to having your support and for you learning more about how you can partner with us, how you can work with us as we aim to be the change that we seek. Thank you for visiting the Legacy Center and Legacy Center Foundation, and we are excited to work with you on our journey for community repair, upliftment, and offering Class A experiences to all who deserve it.
Refreak, that is not true. He did promote it, even by him acknowledging and going out and saying, "Hey, I invested in it," is promoting it. In fact, we even just saw Boyce Watkins right here on their website. This is Boyce Watkins right here.
Dr. Boyce Watkins.
This is a promo. Look at the video. This is a promo video. Why Dr. Boyce Watkins invested in the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, 2018. This is promo. This is promo.
Already living good off of the things that you're doing right now.
That's promo. That's promo. Shout out to Techno Logic for becoming a member of the channel. Shout out to you. Everybody, make sure y'all welcome Techno Logic to the family. Also, make sure if you're watching this, you can hit the join button and get your own membership. Insane. 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 But let me see something else. Wrong. None of those people disagree with it. First of all, Cass contradicts himself all the time. Phase 2 is the person who I interviewed who claimed that he and his friends created hip-hop when he was 7 years old. Grand Mixer DST never said that. Matter of fact, he contradicted himself and started saying it later when it was a bag and saying it around the 50th anniversary birthday. I never heard Grand Wizard Theodore say that. Never. And again, none of these people you name got more authority in hip-hop than Africa Bambaataa. None of them. None of them even combined. If you combine the authority in hip-hop of all these people you just named, it doesn't come up to half the authority that Africa Bambaataa has. No, Reef, I do not want people to automatically agree with me, but I will correct people when they are wrong. You can believe whatever you want to believe. Because again, if you're saying something that's not correct, I'm going to say, all right, that's not correct. And I'm going to show you why it's not correct. It's not a situation, because again, it's one thing if I say, well, the color should be blue, and somebody else say the color should be red, or we should build a school, and somebody else say we should build a hospital. Those things are up for debate. Certain things are not up for debate. And if people don't want to believe it, they don't have to. But if they do believe it, good. But I don't demand nobody believe everything I say. Don't demand that at all. Stop lying. See, this is the problem. Y'all never gonna, y'all gotta stop. Y'all still crying about hip hop. I guess we got to do another video about the origins of hip hop that nobody can't refute. Oh, you talking about that phase 2? The graffiti artist? Phase 2 is Puerto Rican, by the way, also. So how did phase 2 say Puerto Ricans ain't got nothing to do with hip hop when he's Puerto Rican himself? Because I thought you was talking about DJ Phase. You're talking about Phase 2. Phase 2 is Puerto Rican, bro. So Phase 2, the Puerto Rican, the person who basically invented, no, he didn't basically, he invented bubble graffiti. The only form of graffiti that is like uniquely tied to hip hop. The person who went on tour with Africa Bambaataa, the first hip hop tour, the first overseas hip hop tour and all that, went overseas with Africa Bambaataa, who was half Puerto Rican, said that Puerto Ricans didn't have nothing to do with the origins of hip hop. See, you can't even, you just making stuff up. I knew you was just making stuff up. You just threw a bunch of names out there. You were just making stuff up. You were just making stuff up. I knew it. Y'all just can't say stuff to me. Like, you can't. You can't. I'm sorry. But yeah, we definitely got to move on. I'm going to let Tariq finish this up because I definitely got to go now. Shout out to everybody in the building. I said we wasn't going to be long, and here we are, 2+ hours on. Crazy. Yeah, thank you for the membership. Stay safe. Thank somebody for the membership. I don't know who gave you the membership, but I'm happy you're thanking them. But yeah, let's keep it going. You said he's part Panamanian? No, he's part Puerto Rican. And even if he's part Panamanian, how does that refute anything? Can't make this up, man. But yeah, we got to move on. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's keep it going.
You see, the dominant society, they don't want a black person who's influential to the point where they can just go rogue and use their platform to empower the black grassroots collective, which is what I do. So the dominant society, they're going to elevate people who can easily be blackmailed, people who got little narcotic problems, little sexual hangups, so they can kind of yank their chain and threaten them. That's what they like. You see, the political system, they operate on this double standard when it comes to group economics and advocacy. See, politicians and public figures from other ethnic demographics, they are applauded, they're funded, they're encouraged when they start to secure specific legislation and funds for their community. Yet black politicians and really black public figures altogether, they're the only ones that's instructed to push a generalized, watered down minority people of color agenda. When black influence...
That's not true. That's not true at all. And also, one of the reasons why black politicians have, first of all, it's called being programmatic, by the way. And on top of that, everything that other communities do, black politicians do too. But y'all don't see it that way. For example, y'all will say, oh, look what they did. Look what the Democrats did for the Latinos with immigration, even though immigration is not just for Latinos. Immigration reform is not just for Latinos. And then let's say, for example, the Democrats do criminal justice reform. And y'all be like, oh, how does that help black people? Well, all black people ain't criminals. Well, they don't got black people name in it. It's always something. Always something. Just like when y'all claim, what else was a giveaway? The Stop Asian Hate Crime bill, that wasn't just for Asians. But if they would have made a bill like that for black people, y'all would have made sure to point out how it's not just for black people. Joe Biden gave reparations to black farmers. What did y'all say? Well, it ain't only black farmers getting reparations. It's not only them. Name me the policy that you're claiming that these other ethnic people secure for their group that is only for them. That's not like a form of reparations or something like that. What policy? You made that up, Tariq. And another thing, the reason why black politicians have to push it and make it clear that this is affecting not just black people, because other people won't support it if they feel like it's helping black people too much. One of the number one reasons people were anti-Obamacare is because it got Obama's name in it, and the biggest beneficiaries of it would be black people. Because if you ask people, do you like Obamacare? They say no. You say, do you like the Affordable Care Act? They say yes. Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act. Like, we went over this before. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that again. When I showed people how Republicans will vote for things that help other groups, but they won't vote for things that help black people. That's why it's so much harder to pass legislation that would help mainly black people than it is to pass legislation that help other groups. Like, can't make this up. Oh, we got an FBA bozo in the building. You just exposed yourself as an FBA bozo. You tried to argue me down. I exposed you for not knowing what you was talking about. And then what did you jump to? You didn't present any evidence that I was wrong. You went to, what's your ethnicity? My ethnicity could be Martian. That does not affect anything I said. My ethnicity could be Martian. That's going to be my new response. If somebody asks me what am I, I'm going to say I'm a Martian. Now, how does that affect anything I said? What you're doing right now is a form of an ad hominem, where you're going to try to attack me personally to try to delegitimize the information that I put out, even though you can't, because you can't deal with the information. So that's my ethnicity, Martian. Now prove me wrong on what I said about hip hop. Present your information to refute what I said. Because yeah, you don't got to prove me wrong. Matter of fact, yeah, you have to present information to refute me. I gave out my information, now refute it. Yeah, salute to everyone. Everybody, yeah. Thank you for coming through. You said what about Dr. Cologne? Listen, whether y'all agree with Dr. Cologne or not, I never even mentioned Dr. Cologne when I'm talking about hip hop. I said Africa Bambaataa. Dr. Cologne could be the biggest liar on earth. That ain't got nothing to do with what I said. I said Africa Bambaataa. So until y'all present somebody who has enough authority in hip hop to contradict and go against what Africa Bambaataa said, then this issue has been adjudicated. The issue of hip hop has been adjudicated. Thank you for the fire emojis. You already know I'm definitely, I'm giving it to them every trip. Pause.
There's black political figures, when they try to get some tangible specifically for black people, the establishment goes out of their way to try to neutralize them. It's always them trying to discredit. That's why they always trying to discredit me, because they know I do a lot for the community, and that's the damn problem. These people ain't sending their operatives to attack me for nothing. They attack me because they know I put on for the community. They know that without any fear. They know this. Y'all remember during the whole Black Lives Matter era, man, I was out here getting people's charges dropped. We were bailing people out of jail.
No, you weren't. You weren't getting people's charges dropped. And you tried to bail people out of jail, clout chasing after the fact. And again, that wasn't even your money. You got money from your followers and used it to bail people out of jail and claim you did something. You didn't take no money out your pocket, Tariq. By that logic, anybody can claim they did something. Hey, people, give me money so I can do something. Oh, yeah, gave me money. I did what I said I was going to do. And again, you put that money back in your pocket. Because if you're bailing people out, you get that money back. The government doesn't keep your bail money. So if you got money from your followers to bail people out, and then the person got bailed out, and then their case got adjudicated, and you got the money back, hey, that you put in your pocket, did you really help anybody? Oh, I can't answer you no more because, again, you didn't refute nothing I said. But I will answer this last question. Even if what you're saying is true, which it's not, let's say, for example, every element was created by Black Americans. That doesn't mean anything. You do know you don't have to create any element of anything to create something new. I'm going to give the example. Carl Benz created the car. What element of a car did Carl Benz create? Did Carl Benz create the engine? No. Did Carl Benz create the carriage? No. Did Carl Benz create suspension? No. Did he create the wheel? No. Did he create steering? No. Did he create the horn, window, all the components that make a car a car? Did he create any of them? The answer is no. But he put them together in a way they've never been put together before, and he created something new, the car. By your logic, you can delegitimize basically all of human creation. You damn sure could delegitimize all of Black American creation, because what thing has Black Americans ever created that doesn't have European elements to it? I'll wait, because I just answered your question. Now answer my question. What have Black people ever created that doesn't have a European element in it? So can Europeans come through and delegitimize everything Black people ever did? Like, this is exactly what that white boy did to Tariq with the soul food issue, because most of all soul food is European dishes being cooked a different way. Europeans invented fried chicken. Fried chicken as we know it, invented by Europeans. We as Black people just cooked it different. Collard greens, mashed potatoes, not mashed potatoes. It might be mashed potatoes too, but no. But macaroni and cheese, all of that. That's European stuff. Shout out to Nightfall. Yes, again, that shut them up every time. I've been running that analogy for years. That's my go-to play. Every time I need to score on one of them when they talk of that element stuff, and I don't want to get into no big drawn-out debate showing how these elements were not solely created by Native Black Americans, I just say, you know what? Granted, you got that. It was, let's say, for example, it was created. Even though it wasn't, let's say for the sake of argument, it was. Now what? How does that prove that the story of hip hop is wrong? Yeah, I seen those videos, but I would say that again, I wouldn't even call that breakdancing. But let's say, for example, we're gonna call it breakdancing. You see how easy that would be? Because that's another thing they do. They claim that, oh, this element of hip hop was it invented then or there, because I can show you footage of somebody else doing it a long time ago, something similar a long time ago. And I always said, like, that's lookership. People can easily pull up videos of Africans dancing and say, that looks like breakdancing to me. So yeah, breakdancing came from Africa. Never. Like, see, this is so easy. Somebody asked me to point out the Puerto Rican culture in hip hop. Everything. That's the culture. Because New York hip hop culture is New York culture. There is no New York Black culture without Puerto Ricans. See, this is the thing y'all don't understand. Puerto Ricans are Black in New York. They are a part of the community. They're not allies. They're not our friend. They never were called brown. They were Black. They were Black. Everything that Black people have ever done in New York, Puerto Ricans was there because they are Black. There's like asking what did Puerto Ricans contribute? It's like asking what did brown skinned people contribute? What did short people contribute? That's what it's like. That's what it's like. I didn't say everything Black people invented on Earth. I said America. I said America. See, again, I said America. Name the invention in America that does not have a European element to it. That does not have a European. Show me something Black people created in America that there is no European element to it. Because again, if we're using the element argument to delegitimize a creation, you would have to show me a creation that was created by Black people in America that has no European element to it. None. No, the style of fried chicken they did create. Fried chicken as in putting flour on chicken and dropping it in grease, that was created by Europeans. Yes, the Irish or the Scots. Other people did, quote unquote, did some fried chicken, but the way they fry chicken is to directly drop the chicken in oil. The concept of making sure you put the chicken in and flour and drop it and fry it like that, that's European. We were the ones who just added the seasoning and fried it a little bit better. So fried chicken as we know it in America, that fried chicken that Black Americans created, that the origin of that is in Europe. The same thing with baked macaroni and cheese. baked macaroni and cheese is the origins of that is a French dish that we took and remixed the way we made it, and then now we got baked macaroni and cheese. Those are still black people's creations. But I'm trying to show them something, that if we're going to use the element argument, can somebody not come and delegitimize those creations by claiming that they were really European because, hey, this element or that element really came from Europe? Shout out to TTQ for coming through with 2 jewels. 100. Much appreciated. You said that's nonsense. Oh, I gotta since I'm in a show and mood. We're gonna show today. 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 Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna go this way with it. I'm gonna go this way with it. I like going this way with it. Shout out to everybody in the building. Because he said I was a liar. He said, what did he say? He said that's nonsense. He said that's nonsense about the Puerto Ricans. What is this book called? 100 Greatest African Americans, right? Let's go down to the list. Let's go. This is 100, right? Who is number 78? This is not in order, by the way, but who is number 78? Arturo Schonsberg. Let me click this link. Arturo Alfonso Schonsberg was a Puerto Rican historian. Look, they got a Puerto Rican on the top 100 greatest black people list. He was in New York even before the Harlem Renaissance. In fact, he was a major influence on the Harlem Renaissance. See, this is the game people keep playing. What did it say right here? He moved to the U.S. in 1891, settling in New York City. This is the thing y'all don't understand. You don't understand. You don't know anything about New York history. I keep trying to explain that to y'all. New York is a one of one. In a way, no other city is a one of one in America. People from Detroit got more in common with people from Louisiana, from New Orleans, than they got in common with each other, than they got in common with New Yorkers. New York is a one of one city. It's an immigrant city. We've been dealing with immigrants for literally hundreds of years in a way that nobody else, no other black community has. They are literally a part of the community. That's why that's the ultimate checkmate on all this nonsense that, oh, black immigrants never contributed. New York is the most important city in black American history. And black New York history does not exist without Puerto Ricans. So now, Frank, it's your turn. Show me where I'm wrong. Show me where I'm wrong. It's your turn. You said it was nonsense. Now show me where I got that wrong at. Shout out to TTQ for coming through with 2 jewels, sparkles. I'll take it. I'm waiting. I'm going to give you like 30 seconds to show me that I'm nonsense. Because I can go more. That's just one person, but we can go more. We can go more. And I could go through the whole formation of black New York identity. We can do more. You're right, Brandon. I ain't think of that. FBA did invent the chicken and flour and cooking oil. And you forgot they invented seasoning too. I forgot that. Exactly. That's who I'm just showing on the screen right now. People don't even notice. Schonsberg had the title of Father of Black History before Carter G. Woodson did. They both had the title at one time together. It's just that Carter G. Woodson took dominance over Arthur Schonsberg because he was a classically trained historian. So people thought it was better that we promote him with the title more. Which makes sense. Which makes sense. It definitely is. But, you know, I got to do it from time to time to stay sharp and for the edification of the people. Oh, shout out to TTQ for coming through with another 2 jewels. Silver Star. I'll take it. I'll take it. Where you at, Frank? Where you at? Because either you gonna come through or we gonna move on. Because you said it was nonsense. So again, that's just one. Refute that. What's wrong, Reef? What's wrong? Show me what I said wrong. I'm waiting. Oh, you just sending jewels. Shout out to TTQ for coming through again with 2 more jewels. I'll take that. Thank you. I don't know what the Jews do, but I'll take it. Whole lot of Jews beat no Jews any day of the week. I know. I already did that already. And if they want to know the answer, they got to go look for it. I'm not going to tell them the answer. I already gave up my background. Let them go look for themselves. For now on, when somebody asks me my background, I'm just going to say I'm a Martian. I'm just going to say I'm a Martian. That's it. That's all they're getting out of me. I'm a Martian. You want to find out the real answer? Go watch the video. I don't know, Tina. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, yes. New York is an immigrant city through and through. Like I remember, like I always say this, when I was young, my teacher told me that about 70% of the people who live in New York are either first or second generation immigrants. That's the majority of the city. Like I saw a meme, not even a meme, a picture, a meme the other day that said only Caribbean people live in Brooklyn. And I was like, yeah, that tracks. Because I'm from Brooklyn. And I can pretty much I can't name, but it's like, I'm pretty sure I met less than 1,000 people in passing or in conversation that wasn't Caribbean in some way, shape, or form. Shout out to TTQ for coming through with 10 jewels this time. Oh, you stepping it up. Got a gold coin this time. Where you at, Frank? Where you at? What does that have to do with anything? That's not true, but let's say, for example, that's true. What does that have to do with what I said? Let me look up. What do you mean? You said I was lying when I said there's no element of New York history that Puerto Ricans wasn't involved in. Do I gotta show this? Since we talking, let me see if I can do this right now. Let me see if I could do this. Let's go back. Let me get off this real quick. Let me go back. Let me find this. Let me see. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the Harlem Hellfighters. There was 18 Puerto Ricans musicians in the Harlem Hellfighters. These were people who helped create, not only were musicians in the Harlem Hellfighters, one of the most important and influential Black military units in American history. They were also instrumental in establishing a New York musical sound. And not only establishing a New York musical style, they were instrumental in taking jazz global. Remember, jazz is the first global culture. The first true global culture is jazz. And the reason jazz became a global culture is because it got spread from New York by the Harlem Hellfighters into Europe. And who was the one spreading it? Puerto Ricans. Who was the one creating that New York jazz sound? Like unbroken line of New York music being created by Puerto Ricans and Black people. Like again, they are part of the community. They not friends, they not allies, they not associates. They are the community. You can't tell the history without them. And that's how also they are part of the music. Ain't no New York music without Puerto Ricans. And if ain't no New York music, ain't no hip hop. Ain't no hip hop. Ain't no hip hop. Shout out to McKinsley for coming through with the Canadian 2. Much appreciated. Yeah, we went over that already. First free black settler in New York was a Dominican. Was a Black Dominican. Can't make that up, man. Can't make that up. Can't make that up. Inquiring minds want to know, like, again, I didn't say jazz started in New York. I never said that. I said they created New York jazz. See, when jazz started in New Orleans, it spread throughout the country, right? And then it spread to New York. And the New York version of jazz was created with Puerto Ricans. And also, jazz was created in New Orleans with people using with black Cubans, Afro-Cubans. Ain't no jazz without black Cubans. Ain't no jazz. See, y'all try to argue, but y'all gonna keep losing. Every time y'all try to argue with me, y'all gonna lose. Y'all don't know as much about black history as me. I don't take these positions lightly. I don't. I know they trying to troll, but I'm using the trolls as a way to teach. Because look, by them trying to argue me down like I don't know what I'm talking about, look at all this information that's being presented. Look at all this information that's being presented. Look at all this information. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, we about to get off this because again, I gotta go. But yeah, let me see something. Let's yeah. Ooh. Oh, dag, man. Let's go to this. Because you talking about jazz. This is Jelly Roll right here. What did Jelly Roll say about the Spanish thing? Is a famous phrase by early jazz pioneer Jelly Roll. What was that? What was that describing? Describing the vital Afro, Latin, and Cuban rhymes. I think that's rhyme. I can't even see. Ooh, I need to get glasses. I gotta find a way to make this stuff bigger. But I'm proving my point. I might have to do a whole separate, like, standalone video on this. I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm definitely gonna do that. See, again, you tried it. You tried it. Because I don't know. I can't see if that's rhymes or rhythm. But you tried it. You tried it. Shout out to TTQ for coming through with 2 jewels. Much appreciated. But yeah, we're going to finish this up. Enough of that. Yeah. I know y'all feelings is hurt. I know that, yeah, that's what we went over. See, again, they mad. Yes, it was created by black people. Black people from Cuba, black people from New Orleans. Stay mad. See, y'all don't know your own history. Y'all don't know your own history. Again, Tina, my glasses, I try to use them, but it makes it worse because I don't have the glasses that's meant to like read with the screen. And I don't know how to make it bigger on the screen. I got to figure out how to do that. I'm going to make that my mission. I'm going to make that my mission. I'm going to make that my mission. Yes, they have been, New York has been influenced, but they're not the only ones. Like I just showed you, Puerto Ricans played a role in that too. West Indians played a role in that too. Even black British people played a role in the creation of New York black culture. For all you who don't know that. For all you who don't know that. Yes, but we call it Latin music. So again, because it was black people from a Latin country. Remember, those black people were from Cuba. They came from Cuba into New Orleans doing their music. And people started copying. And then people started blending. And then that's how we got jazz. Like, you're not refuting me by saying, oh, there was no category of called Latin music at the time. Okay, there was no, all right, no Latin music. Afro Cuban music. Better. Oh yeah, I could definitely try to do that. Definitely try to do that. Definitely try to do that. But yeah, let's finish up this Andrew Gillum. Let me finish up Tariq losing his mind. Let's be done with this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thanks to everybody who came through and supported me today. So let's keep going.
We were helping families, we're helping burying people because people didn't have it. It was a hard time during that time. and we were really bringing the community together and combating a lot of this systematic targeting. You understand? Let's be very clear. Who is this? Conscious moron. Okay, who is this person? Conscious moron? What you talking about, brother? All right, conscious moron, hop on in, sir, because people are just saying.
Yeah, people are just saying, yeah, we about to, I'm gonna let that last person talk and I'm getting off this. IP, I think that's your name, IP. Ask Jelly Roll who was the Cuban musician, because Jelly Roll said that. I did not say this. Jelly Roll said this. See, y'all gotta go argue with Jelly Roll. I'm gonna do y'all the same way I do people when they try to talk bad about Marcus Garvey. I'm gonna play the clips of Martin Luther King talking good about him. So now you can go argue with Martin Luther King. Just like that. Don't ask me no questions. Go ask Jelly Roll. Go ask a Jelly Roll historian the name of those Cuban musicians. I don't know their name. I just know he learned from them. And he called what he learned from them that's the Spanish thing. So yeah, you got to take that up with him.
And stuff. Conscious moron.
Yeah, I didn't know you was making baby Barack Obamas and Harris's out here with that white lady you with.
Okay. No,
congratulations. How's the FBA with a non-FBA?
That's
interesting?
Now, you lying supposed to be offensive? That's
no,
not
I'm
offensive?
just saying, do you have an FBA woman?
You just said she's white. That's not offensive?
Do you have an FBA woman?
But you just said she's
You
white.
love black people so much you got a non-FBA woman, Tariq.
Why'd you come up here? Okay, what's with these
punks? You got
punks?
a non-FBA woman.
What's with these weird punks?
I don't want you, man. Trust me, I don't. I like women too much, bro.
No, you don't.
Stop trying to flirt with me.
No man calls up lying about some man's wife. No heterosexual man does that, sir. No,
Your wife,
sir. No heterosexual
is she
man
FBA?
Calls up lying about another man's wife.
So she not.
You just called up and lied and said she was white. You know how much of a punk you are, sir? Your pussy is dripping right now.
Is she black?
Boy, you are big old. Get your sassy punk ass out of here. Okay, this Saturday night punk hour, did the punk clubs close? What's with these punks? Yeah, sir, yeah, you're not going to just call up here lying for some damn attention. You just want to talk to a man. That white woman, what color? You're just saying. You're not even having a real conversation. I thought you were going to have a conversation about some. You just want to talk to a man. Listen. I know a lot of. This is how punks flirt. I'm telling y'all, man. This is how punks flirt with other men. They call up and act like they have some kind of political disagreement, and they just saying anything. So how do you feel about animal cruelty? I heard you got a dog. They're just saying anything. They just want to talk to a dude. I'm not going to just talk to no sassy nigga who's laying up in the bed oiled up. Yeah, he clearly a punk. And the other dude was a punk too. Talking about this woman is there. Where's she at? She sleep. Yeah. Yeah, nigga. The woman is you. That's your alter ego, nigga. Yeah, nigga, you Sasha Fierce. You got a wig on your dresser that you put a wig on and you the other bitch. Oh, Sasha Fierce niggas. Yeah.
Exactly. How would you know, Tariq? You know all the punks' terminology. Because again, Tariq helped popularize the term bussy. Like you know all their terminology. You know how they flirt. You know where they be at. You know a little too much about them, Tariq. Definitely pause. Pause. Definitely pause. Also, Reef, what you just posted does not refute anything I said. How does what you posted refute that Afro-Cubans played a role in the creation of jazz? How does what you post refute the fact that Black Puerto Ricans played a role in the creation of New York jazz? How does that refute it? But we're going to keep it going.
Yeah. You put on drag and you're the other woman. Stop it. All right. Oh, Lord. Boy, these punks. Yeah, punks, you're not going to get up here just lying and saying shit. Yeah. Y'all just want to get up here. you get debunked and you just want to say, I don't have punk conversations. You talk like a man and you get on somewhere. I ain't talking to no damn punk who's trying to flirt, just being sassy. What have you done? Well, what did you do a scholarship with all that money? Kind of goalpost moving is that? That's how women argue. That's how you argue with your lady. I ain't about to argue with no punk. I said sugar nipples. The punks usually come out heavy on Saturday nights. I noticed that. When it's Saturday nights, the punks be out because they ain't got to get up in the morning, so they be up just bussy popping and just doing shit.
How do you know the punks be out on Saturday night? And you notice that Tariq has never missed a Saturday night. Correct. Congo Square in Louisiana. New Orleans is the second most important black city in American history. New York is first, New Orleans is second. I can't even tell you who is third because it's such a wide gap between second and anybody who could possibly be third. How am I being combative? I'm sticking to the topic. The topic is about Latinos and in the music. I'm pointing out, I'm documenting everything I'm saying. Like, remember, this argument was going on with Frank Rice. Who was it? It was Frank Rice or somebody was saying I didn't know what I was talking about. And then again, I was showing that. What's popping? What's popping? Shout out to Mario in the building. You said Detroit, then Chicago. You said I'm LA. See, that's why I said, like, that's a conversation. What is the third most important black city? You know how people say, what's the top four important, the top four cities in America? Everybody already know people are gonna say New York, Chicago, LA. So the conversation is really about who's number 4. Well, it's the same thing here. If we ask, like, what are the Trinity? What's the black city Trinity in New York, in America? The answer is New York, New Orleans, and the conversation is just about who's number 3. That's it. Who's number 3? That's all the conversation is about. Like in terms of importance to black people and an accomplishment. Who's number 3? Jackie said Miami. McKinsley said Atlanta. No such thing as a black city. Yeah, you tried it. Bye. Yeah, it might just. I think it do. I think it do. We might have to do that. And it's gonna be hard though. I'm not gonna hold you. Trying to find 3 is gonna be hard. That's gonna be like the hardest thing. Who's number 3? Then I think it'll get easier for 4 and 5. But 3, that's gonna be hard. I can't even tell you. Like, that's gonna be hard. If you said Chicago, you said Chicago far more influential than New York. You're bugging. New York is called the first city. What is Chicago's nickname? The second city. That it's in that order for a reason. Chicago might be number 3 as far as importance to black people, but definitely couldn't be number 1 or number 2. That's out. Like, number 1 and number 2 is not up for debate. Not up for debate at all.
But understand, man, the dominant society, they like to keep a leash on certain people. And when they can't keep a leash on them, that's a problem. You understand? When they cannot keep a leash on them, that's a problem. All right, y'all raise the hands. Let me get the folks in here. HNIC, let's get, who we got? Oh, we got all the punks in here. This punk got my lady in the photograph. I bet that's Austin, though. Hold on. I bet that's Austin. Austin, is that you? I know that's Austin because that's the head punk. I bet that's Austin. Austin, is that you? Austin? Okay, Austin. Austin trying to be slick. Austin, is that you, punk? Okay, you're not saying nothing. All right. Man. All right, let me get those, raise those hands, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, Tariq is smacking his lips. Like, and again, how you know who all the punks is? How you know all the punks?
Let's get the family in here. Let's talk about it. Yeah, that's one of them Austin pages. All right. Y'all shout out for the gift. Respect to everybody for the gift, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Man. I raise those hands. Let me get the family in here. Let's chop it up. Man. Let me see. Yeah, you know, punk, they always start talking crazy about women. That's punk all day.
Let's get off that. Let's get off that AI nonsense about some root work. You said, Reefy, you said I don't know enough about Black American history. I think you don't know enough about. Matter of fact, I don't think, I know you don't. The idea that somebody can question the cultural influence and supremacy of New York City over Black people is beyond ridiculous. It would be easier for a white person in France to question the cultural supremacy of Paris over all Frenchmen than it would be for a Black person to question the cultural supremacy of New York. And that's just one of the titles. Political, economic, all that. Influence, everything. New York is number one with the run by a country mile in the city block. And we definitely, shout out to Justin March for recommending that. We definitely gonna do that. Yeah, Tariq is moving his lips like a little sissy. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thanks everybody for coming through. Family, make sure you subscribe to all my channels on your way out. Because I see people saying that they don't be getting all the notifications. One of the way to ensure that you're gonna get at least one notification is if you subscribe to all three of my channels. Because I go live from all three of them. And on top of that, I upload original content to all three of them as well. So you can stay in tune with what I got going on. So make sure y'all do that. Also, family, make sure if you can, best way to support the stream, PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. I take it all. Whole lot of ones, be the whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Matter of fact, somebody just hit me on a PayPal, on Cash App just now. I don't know if you want to be seen. Person who just hit me on the Cash App, you didn't write anything. Matter of fact, you did write something, but you didn't say whether you wanted to be seen or not. So I'm just gonna salute you. If you want to be seen or want me to shout you out, drop a comment. Drop a comment, and I'll definitely shout you out. I'll definitely shout you out. But even if you don't drop a comment, I still know that you sent something, and it's much appreciated. Much appreciated. Like, all donations are appreciated. Like I said, whole lot of ones, we the whole lot of nuns any day of the week. Any day of the week. Any day of the week. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, I want to give some shout outs real quick. Let's start it like this. Shout out to RS7RV for coming through with the 199. Much appreciated. Shout out to Godspeed for coming through with the 10 jewels. Much appreciated. Shout out to RS7RV for coming through with the 10 jewels. Much appreciated. Yeah, you came through a lot tonight. I mean today. Much appreciated, bro. Shout out to Monty Burner for coming through with 100 jewels. Much appreciated. Shout out to Bob Cosmic for coming through with 440 jewels. Much appreciated. Shout out to I think that's Andy Townsend for coming through with 440 jewels. Much appreciated. Uncle Lurk, you already know. Shout out to Lord of Slaughter for coming through with the 199. Much appreciated. Shout out to RSVR7 for coming through. I said R7. It's not R7. It's RV for coming through with the 499. Much appreciated. Shout out to MJB 10. Not 10. Excuse me. Ooh, yeah. 1228 for coming through with 1,000 jewels, giving me the GOAT stat on trophy. I take that. I am the GOAT. I'm the MVP of this. Shout out to RS7RV for coming through at 199. Shout out to Justin March, my first moderator, coming through gifting 20 memberships. Family of Justin March gifted you a membership. Make sure you thank him and make sure you keep it going. Much appreciate, bro, for all the support. Shout out to Justin March for coming through again with $2 to help me get closer to my goal. I hit the goal today, family. Much appreciated. Thank you for everybody who came through to help make that happen. Shout out to 24 for gifting 5 memberships. Family, if 24 gifted you a membership, make sure you thank him and make sure you keep it going. Make sure you thank him and make sure you keep it going. Shout out to Monty for coming through. Monty Burner for coming through with 10 jewels. Shout out to Light Wonder for coming through with 440 jewels. Shout out to Laughing Like Saget for coming through with 250 jewels. Let me see. Oh, I'll skip somebody. Shout out to Irvin Palmer for coming through with 6 jewels. Shout out to RS7RV for coming through with 199. Shout out to 24 doubling up and he coming through with 10 pounds. Shout out to Monty Burner for coming through with 10 jewels. Shout out to RS7RV for coming through with 199. Thank you, bro. You definitely was holding me down today. I'm just gonna say RS though, because I'm getting tongue tied saying your name. Shout out to Mr. Mr. K for coming through with 5 pounds. Shout out to Justin March for helping me get one more closer to the goal, coming through with 2. Shout out to Starbright coming through with the 499 that helped me actually hit the goal. Thank you. You're the one who helped me get there. Shout out to the Lord of Slaughter for coming through with the 199. Shout out to RS for coming through with the 199. Shout out to Technologic for becoming a member of the channel. Family, you can become a member of the channel yourself by hitting that join button down below. Hit that join button. Hit that join button. Much appreciated. Shout out to TTQ for coming through with 2 jewels. Shout out to TTQ for coming through with another 2 jewels. Shout out to TTQ for coming through with another 2 jewels. Shout out to TTQ for coming through with another 2 jewels. Shout out to TTQ for coming through with 10 jewels. Shout out to TTQ for coming through with 2 jewels. Shout out to McKinsley for coming through with 2 Canadian. Much appreciated. Shout out to everybody who came through today. Shout out to everybody who dropped a comment. Shout out to everybody who hit the like button. Shout out to everybody who hit that reaction heart. Shout out to everybody who just watched. Much appreciated. All engagement. All support is good support. Again, you can support the stream. It doesn't just have to be monetarily. You don't have to just do it with money. You can do it again with a like. You can do it with a share. You can do it with subscribing to the channel, hitting the bell, subscribing to all the channels. You can do it by dropping a comment. Give me a fire emoji. Hit that reaction heart in the corner. All that engagement counts because I am not in the algorithm, but by you engaging with the content, you help force me back into the algorithm. Oh, McKinsley. Oh, hit me up. Let me know. Like, again, I do some special events. Like, hit me up. I take requests for special events too. I can't guarantee I'm going to do it, but I definitely will look at them and try to get it done. One of the good ways to make sure I get a special request done is, like, to donate and contribute. That's a great way to do it. And, you always support. So, I got you. Send those ideas through. But yeah, I'm out of here. You see the Nightbot came through. Subscribe to all those channels, family. And I'll be looking forward to that email. And yeah, I'm about to get out of here. Have a good day, afternoon, evening, night. Wherever you at, be safe. I'm happy you came through. I might even stream later on tonight, but it'll definitely be shorter than this. Definitely got to be shorter than this. Because this was not supposed to be this long. I've been on for over 3 hours. But yeah, I got to go. See everybody tomorrow or later tonight. And on that note, family, peace. Peace. Peace.